First, what I want to do is thank you for welcoming me to Griftbusters. I love the Griftbusters. Here we are, Griftbusters. Welcome to the Griftbusters. I want to welcome everyone to another episode of Griftbusters. Who's your favorite president? Nasara Jasara. I believe there was a Jasara's Pizza. I loved it. Used to be, I believe, right outside of Baltimore. Jasara's Pizza. Delicious. Delicious. Very thin crust. Very thin crust. Well, M. Seeker is a very good friend of mine. So I would believe that anything that happened to M. Seeker would happen to a person that did something to M. Seeker, figuratively speaking, of course. Because I'm your favorite president. Welcome to another episode of Griftbusters. Let me introduce you to the boys. On the bass, just kidding. This evening, your host, the Veritas Machine, my friend Tony. Next, we've got, from across the pond, just Tiz. Next, rounding the bases, Will from Cold Beer Confessional. I love Cold Beer Confessional. I don't drink cold beer, but I like it when people do. I think it gives them a good, very nice spirits for the beers. American beers, please. I believe Will likes a Pabst Blue Ribbon. A Pabst Blue... I believe Will likes a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Cold Beer Confessional. Can we send him a truckload of Pabst Blue Ribbon for me? And last but not least, M, the Seeker. That's right. M, indeed. Welcome once again to Griftbusters. Today we're going to be covering some grifts. We're going to bust them. We're going to bust them real good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give all of the British grifters special presidential tea bags. I have one especially for Charlie. Charlie, I've got a presidential tea bag for you. Charlie Tuna, I like to call him. Because I understand that's what he smells like, is a big, fat, greasy tuna. That's been left out in the sun for a couple of days because, of course, I love a good sashimi. As you can see, I've lost a couple of pounds. I've been on the golf course. I believe we're going to be landing soon. I want to thank everybody, my fellow Americans, for coming out. Make sure you follow, subscribe, like, and make sure you follow me at The Bearded Trump on Instagrams. I will be making some appearances. Fear not, my fellow Americans. We're going to kick their ass. Trust me. Bearded Trump, out.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much to the Bearded Trump for making an appearance for us here today on episode 2 of the Griftbusters. I am Tony D, your host. Welcome again to yet another episode where we bust the grifts, bring them out into the open, break down the facts, and ask the questions. We're going to bring on a couple of my buddies here, and we're going to get this show on the road. Let me get over here into the right area so I can start bringing some on. First up, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Just Tiz. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome. Yeah. Here we go. You ready to do this? Yeah, man. I'm very excited.
I'm so ready.
I know. I think we're all pretty fired up for this one today. Next up, another OG, ladies and gentlemen, M. Seeker. Look at that. Look at that. You look like you're on the cover of something, bro. Look at that. We love it. M is with us. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. I'm all good. Ready for the Griftbusters 2.
All right, ready to rock and roll. And last but not least, our in-house producer extraordinaire, straight out of Tennessee, 24 surveillance cameras deep, and enough hardware to make Somalia look like a daycare center. Our buddy Will Bird from Cold Beer Confessional.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
Awesome. So let me see if I could frame this up so all four of us get there. There we go. All right. Well, gentlemen, we've had quite a week. Some of the things that we want to cover are we're all going to go around the horn, do something individual, but I think we need to address something first that had started with something with M. So I believe, M, you had something to say about this, and then we were going to all sort of go round robin, and we're going to take a couple minutes and chime in our opinions following up with M. Do you want to explain the situation? Are we going to show a video?
Sure.
Let me know what we're going to do. Okay.
So, well, if you could bring up the video. And yes, basically just quickly while he's doing that, obviously I made the 30 reasons video, which I'm sure you guys are all aware of by now. If not, you guys need to go and check it out. Charlie made some statements after that, and so basically recently I've brought another video. We've been doing the Grift Busters, and Charlie has been promoting us, I suppose, but also giving us some threats, which is very idiotic of himself. So let's recap on the story, and we'll start with what he said after 30 Reasons to his private WhatsApp group.
Here we go.
The onslaught that's against us all. I've just learned from previous.
Hold on just a second. I messed up. That was my fault. I don't think I clicked share the audio.
It's all good. We're live. We're raw here.
I heard it.
Raw.
Oh, you can hear. Okay, let's go.
This experience is not to respond, because that's all they want is a response. I know the truth, and what they're trying to do is trying to provoke a reaction. This particular guy came on my show about a year ago when I started. Turns out he's an ex-police officer. He was removed from the police force for falsifying documents. He's just a little worm, but he's desperate for a response, so I'm not even going to bother to respond. I'm telling you all, I'm absolutely fine. I'm really happy. Things are really good, and we're coming into an exciting week. Stay positive and don't let these horrible little trolls destroy our lives.
Destroy our lives.
The best thing is to rise above them and just not respond to them. Not give them any response whatsoever, and then they'll just die. Because they thrive. They thrive on people responding.
So first of all, you make up a fabricated story to try and discredit me, saying that I was a disgraced police officer, and you ask your followers to pay me no attention and to not look at the content and to not comment on it, not talk about it. It's damage control, trying to discredit me, and there's nothing to it. So where was the proof of this, Charlie? Of course, it wasn't true, and then you would go on to change your story. So next, with the latest video I brought out, you had a different story.
I got a load of messages this morning saying, "Do you know that this M Truth Seeker has been attacking you?" I said,
yeah.
But to me, it just shows that we're over the target.
Yeah.
Because the woman that I interviewed that claimed that she was trafficked.
When I very first saw you, Charlie, I swore I knew you. And then I heard you talk.
Oh boy.
And I swear to you,
That's the part that gets me
on a private plane. Going to one. I wish I had a map right here with me.
Hold on. Did Sabrina just say she recognises and remembers Charlie Ward from the private jet from when she was trafficked as a child?
There's an island that's down. Did you go to many islands?
I went to islands, but they were in the Far East rather than the Caribbean side.
Huh.
I went to them all over the world.
The Philippines, Thailand, off those coasts.
Is there one right off of Japan? Not like Okinawa, but like if you went further out just a little
Suddenly
bit.
he became an almanac.
But I've never been to those ones.
You've never been to those, Kate, because that's where I keep thinking.
He
but
was
anyway,
only the Far East, but also in the Bahamas, right, Will?
I could be wrong, but I swore. I swear it. But anyway.
Swear it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she was trafficked or not, but she reckons that she saw me on a plane 25 years ago.
She never said that.
Can you tell me something? That was me 25 years ago. Would you recognize me?
No, absolutely
I
not.
don't remember your voice.
Nope.
Exactly. I just got my lawyers onto it this morning. I said, fine, this is who it is. This is where he lives. He doesn't even know that we know where he lives. He'll shit himself when he finds out that we know where he lives. But I've got some of the top lawyers in the UK. That,
course,
We'll
mate.
pay him a little visit soon.
Wanker.
And so now you're saying that lawyers are going to be knocking at my door. However, you soon thought about this afterwards. You know, you've told the world, oh, lawyers are going to be knocking on his door. We know where he lives, etc. And you thought about it afterwards, of course, and thought, well, hang on a minute, this is not true, and it's not going to stop him. There's no legal recourse because literally I'm just showing the things that you're saying. So what do you do next? You say that we're deep state and that you can't touch us. You can't touch us legally. So instead, you're going to try and incite people to come to our doorstep.
We now know who the trolls really are, and they're all funded by the Secret Service. So
What?
So then
Wait a minute.
That gave us another problem with our legal team.
What
Because if you go to the police and report them, they're in the same swamp.
That's right.
So you can't go to the police. And my lawyer said even the judges are corrupt too. We know that with the Supreme Court in America. So there was a suggestion that myself, Dave Mahoney, and Lee Dawson go knock on their door and just introduce ourselves and see what they have to say.
Oh, yeah.
And read them the riot act about behaviour. But at the end of the day, they're just pawns. That's all they are. They're paid prostitutes by the deep state.
Porn?
And we could very easily go out.
Do we have a fourth paycheck coming from Secret
addresses
Service?
out publicly, but we're just discussing with legal teams at the moment the right way to handle them, to make them realise you can't go
he doesn't
out
have a
and lie
fucking
about
clue.
people and create
Doesn't.
a load of stories and twist what people say. Claire, who I work very closely with as well.
Again?
No.
I'll ask you later.
Her and I did some research, and we found out in
Sorry, I
no
was a
time
little
at
hard
all
on
that
that.
the four main trolls that are trolling us are all paid for by MI5 and MI6 in the UK.
Of course.
So the minute you know that, you know that these are just little guinea pigs. These are out of work little bastards who are trying to create a name for themselves, being funded for by the deep state and the
Keep
cabal.
it coming.
But what it does mean is we now have a decision to make. Because there's no point us going to the police because they're all in the same bed. And if it goes to court,
Family have arrangements to
Did
make.
you see these, Will? Because I have.
Everyone going to court? Of
So
course.
our options are basically to name them.
Oh, really?
Their real names rather than their fake names.
You
and
threatening to
maybe
dox
publish
us?
their
That's
addresses.
criminal.
Or for myself,
Doesn't get
Dawson and
Doesn't.
Mahoney to rock up at their house and just have a face-to-face with them and see what they've got to say for themselves.
What are you
Oh, really?
You
saying?
couldn't paint more of a picture of like a mob boss with henchmen behind him if you tried.
They're outside of
and,
MI6.
teach them the rules of life. That you don't put out lies and bullshit about people, even
Really?
if somebody is paying you to do it, because we know who their paymaster is. We now have the
Right.
evidence. We've got the.
Oh,
What?
We've actually got the paper trail.
do you?
Really?
That we're all
I would
deep
like to
state
see
and
that.
being paid by the MI6, and it's brilliant. You say that you've got a paper trail, so I can't wait for you to show us that evidence fabricated. You are, a gold medal winning, champion, trophy holding, record scoring Muppet, mate.
Because we've got some clever people behind the scenes. So we have the paper trail of who's involved, and we got the paper trail of the.
They've got people that are so
finances.
clever he doesn't
They've been
understand
paid
the
for
basic
doing it.
concepts of
We've got everything we
culture.
need. It's a question now of how we go about it. It's like holding 2 or 3 aces in your hand and thinking,
Try
how
not
do
to
I
curse,
play
boys.
this? And that's where we're at right now. But is it really
Bull
really
poo.
exciting?
This is bull poo.
No, and I think I'm really glad you addressed it like that, Charlie. We all love you. And
Oh,
what
boy.
We love
how you deal with everything is just.
She's one of the cuter ones, I gotta say.
For myself,
How we do everything was dignity.
Dawson and Mahoney
A little disappointed
rock up
she's
at
on
their
the
house
wrong
and just
team.
have a face-to-face with them and see what they've got to say for themselves.
How you deal with
face
things
to
is with
face.
dignity, she says.
And teach them the rules of life.
Dignified,
Amazing
huh?
way you're dealing with it, Charlie.
Amazing.
You're gonna
Amazing
learn
way
the
you
rules of something.
Amazing. There's a small
All
disclaimer.
right.
I don't know if you know, but I've been trolled along with Claire
This
and
the last
Nick
one?
and a few others. We've got 3 or 4
Last
trolls
part? Okay.
who've been after us and saying I'm a paedophile and saying all this kind of rubbish, absolute garbage. And we got some very, very good people who work on the inside, who've done some research, and you'll never guess. All 4 of the trolls that we've now found out their names and addresses where they live. They're all paid for by MI5, MI6, and the deep state. They're all funded by them. So it just goes to show. So because they're paid for by MI5 and MI6, there's no point going to the police to complain because they're all in the same bed.
Of course.
And you can't go to the courts because they're in the same bed. So there's other options open to us, like publishing their address.
There's other options.
You what?
And will you?
Like, what?
Who knows? Somebody might.
Somebody might.
Well, yeah.
even if somebody just knocks up at their door. I mean,
Yeah, that's it.
just to introduce them to the fear of God.
You know,
All
how you
right.
deal with
Yeah,
everything
mark
your-
contradictions.
with dignity.
Mm-hmm. The fear of God, huh?
You've got to defend yourself, Charlie.
Do
And
you
it's
think
not
we were
right.
MI5 or
Look,
MI6,
as
you'd be able
Vladimir
to get our
Putin's-
address?
As Vladimir Putin rightly says, it's not our job to judge you. It's our job to send you to a man who will.
Exactly.
Why don't
Really?
you turn up at their door, Charlie? You and Lee Dawson and some of your very
I would love to. Wouldn't it? That would it'd be quite good fun, actually.
Well, that's
Yeah,
all.
hear
wow.
what, yeah? Hear what?
Don't mind me. I was just taking care
Will,
of the paperwork.
what are you doing, Will?
Yeah,
Will.
Charlie.
You're not supposed to show anybody
what
that,
you
Will.
said.
Go on, shut
I heard what the females said. I would advise you not to. Okay, I don't want to say I'm crazy, but I have 26 security cameras and enough hardware to make Somalia look like a kid's playing in a sandbox. Okay, now you do you. I know you're just Charlie and you're not the Messiah, but I also know that you feel like you're some type of god and you're untouchable. Let me tell you something, Charlie. Don't push me till I touch you. Don't push me till I touch you. Hypothetically, your future orphans will hate me, but that's all I got. Let's let him finish his grift.
Do you ever get fearful about anything, Charlie, anymore?
Sorry?
Do you ever get fearful about anything in life anymore?
Because you know what it
Jay
is.
Reese.
You know what it is.
Really no. The other thing is we're getting an awful lot of people asking us about gold and silver. And I've always been an advocate of
Anybody
gold and
who would
silver,
lie and do this type
myself,
of stuff
I'm
for
not in a
money
position to give
and
financial
just
advice,
go
but
out
I
and
myself-
talk about
I'm just
people
gonna
and
tell you what I've
stories for
personally
money, they're
done. I've
despicable.
personally
That was
bought gold and silver,
that was
and I've
another
used
quote
company
from your
data.
video, Charlie. How
It's
much
friend
gold do
below
you
here.
get when I buy a
They've
piece
always
of
looked after
gold?
me well.
How much
And if
gold
you
do you
order from
get?
them, more than £250
Don't make
worth,
me touch
you
you,
get a free 1
Charlie.
ounce silver coin.
Everybody
Nice
is touchable.
Nice little gift. But this is not an endorsement. This is just what I have done personally, and it's up to you. It's your choice. As I said, I'm not qualified to give the advice, financial advice, but it's just what I have done personally. And I hope you enjoy
That's a good
it.
clip, Em.
And I hope you enjoy watching all of my videos. Thank you.
Well, absolutely. We hope you enjoy those videos. So, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go round robin for just a little quick. Let me get us in the right frame here, boys. I think I have to remove I got to remove that for all of us to get into the 4 panel. There we go.
There we go.
All right. I would like to go round robin, starting with M, with his quick reaction to this latest, in just a couple minutes, just this latest thing that has happened, this latest threat. I think we'll start with you.
Thanks, Tony. Yeah. Obviously, I gave some of my views in that video. The thing is we just showed him saying I was a disgraced police officer that was fired. No evidence, fabrication. And then he said, lawyers going around his house, you should be scared. Then he thought, oh shit, that's not going to work. And then he's changed it again because he's realised, well, hang on, that's not going to do anything. So then he said, right, well, we found out that all 4 of them, because now obviously we've done Grift Busters, and he started seeing Tony's and Will's videos, and he already knows about Justice. I mean, he did an interview with him, so he's seen us all together, and he's like, the 4 of them, you'll never guess what, we found out that they're deep state cabal and they work for the intelligence. Of course we do, Charlie. And he's saying that he's gone, he's got his lawyer involved in that, and his lawyer has informed him that these guys are deep state cabal. There's no point in taking legal action. Bull poo, man. Like, come on, no lawyer is going to say, look, these guys are obviously intelligence assets, so there's no point in taking any legal recourse. It's just muppet behavior. And then to go from that to saying, he's saying he's getting legal advice, but then he's going on saying in multiple videos, I didn't even show all the videos, there's more of them. He's doing this in every single video, going, people have attacked me recently. We found out the deep state agents. We've got 2 options. We could go to the house. We could publish their information. This is illegal. This is called doxing, right? And then to say that he's going to turn. I mean, he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know because the tip off was him saying that, first of all, I was a police officer and I knew that he didn't know anything. And then for him to now say that I've got a paper trail, guys, wait for the evidence. Ask him for that evidence. That there will be none because it's fabricated. So what I'm trying to say is, if he had legal, if he was getting legal advice, I'm sure he's not, because they would say, do not go on camera and say that you might turn up and bring the boys round like you did with Rice Crypto or Rice TV, because that will surely implicate you if anything happens. You know, anyone turns up at my doorstep, which is not going to happen. If that did happen, right? You know, what's going to, you've just put out to the world multiple times on multiple streams to everyone that you want people to turn up, and you know, and that's not very Christian Jesus loves you behavior, Charlie. Come on. That's not very, oh, well, you know, I'm all about the truth and everyone should speak their voice. You know, all I've done is shown what you say. So if you, you know, if you're not worried, if it's all a bunch of, you know, whatever, then why are you going for these lengths? Why are you mentioning every video? I mean, you are rattled, mate. And you are rattled because I've asked some very good questions on your questionable words. It is so questionable. I mean, anyone that sees my videos will go, oh, hang on a minute. That's pretty damning stuff. Like, how can you talk about that?
Right.
So, so my reasoning would be that he's not getting any legal advice here. They would tell him, do not talk about them on camera. And he's gone and done that in everywhere. The reason why is he's trying to incite a reaction, not from any legal recourse, not from any, he's trying to incite a reaction from his 11 million followers, right? And guys, everyone that's watching this stream is watching it for a reason. We know that people are wising up to him. And, you know, 2 more months and, you know, with nothing happening, I'll talk about this later, but with Mental March over, people are going to start dropping like flies from actually believing all this stuff you say. This is just more lies, more lies.
Very true. Very true. Well said, M. Let's go over to Tiz. Tiz, what is your reaction from now being involved? You are Secret Service. You are MI5. You are MI6. You are my deep state brother. I just want you to know, all of you guys, we have to keep this deep state going. How are we going to do it? What do you think, Tiz?
Mate, honestly, it's mental. There are so many contradictions just in the basic logic of the situation, right? So he started off with the voice note in his private group where he said, don't address this, don't watch the videos. After that, he's had to continue addressing it and continue to talk about the videos because the questions that are being asked of him are so pertinent. So he's had to carry on doing that. Then you've got the legal side of things. You know, if he was getting legal advice, like M says, they would advise him about doxing, they would advise him about the threats, and they would advise him again about the defamation of character. Again, a very serious thing. You know, you can't come to your allegedly 10 million followers, which we know is probably, you know, a couple tens of thousands or whatever, maybe even 100,000, right? But you're going to these people that have this cult following mind state and telling them that us four work for the intelligence services. That directly puts our lives in danger to these people that would want to get rid of intelligence service assets. So if they're in the belief that we are intelligence service assets, then that's not really a great thing. Thirdly, he knows about me and M for sure from way back because like we interviewed him months and months and months ago. And during that whole thing, just
only 4.
4, yeah, well,
not a year ago, only 4
months and months and months. So, but
actually 5 now, but yeah.
we I had that whole thing with David Mahoney, where he said I had a jihadi beard, a jihadi terrorist Muslim beard, and started getting all funny with me and making sly little threats and that. And I said to him in the video, if you want to do a charity boxing match and you're coming to England or anything like that, bro, holler me. Do you know? Even Charles Ward, right? He knows Lee Hemington. If they want my address, holler me. I dare any of you to come to my door. I dare you. Email me, and I will email you my stuff. And if you want to dox and get yourself in shit that way, then carry on. It's you lot are fools, man. It's unbelievable. There is just no sense in this narrative at all. But making threats like that numerous times. Who do you? Oh, I don't know who he thinks he is, mate. I'll crack your skull, bro. It's not even a threat. That's a promise. If you come to
like in a video game, right? Like in a video game,
yeah, in a video game,
like figuratively, like figuratively.
Yeah. Hypothetically.
Yeah,
it's all hypothetical. All of this, of course.
all this is hypothetical and hyperbole. This is parody. And obviously, we do not want to have anyone. None of us have any interest in doing any harm to anyone else, or until or unless. Okay, and
exactly.
You know that means if we have to defend ourselves, we shall. So let's move on. Are you done, Tiz?
Yeah, man.
You good? let's move it on up to another brick. Will,
Yeah, I
tell
knew
me
I knew
what
this was
you
done
think.
when he lit up.
You know, your head hearing this must have gone to freaking over like pinball tilt mode. Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely triggered me. So it got me on the trail. I started searching everything I could, find all the videos I could find. I found quite a few of them actually. Like him found of him talking about us. But I would like to start off by telling everybody that welcome to Amazing April, because there's going to be more stuff that happen in April. And never forget, this is all pantomime. And
it's all of its
pantomime. Other than that, what you guys call a podcast, some attorney one day is going to call incriminating evidence. So I'm just going to plead the fifth on the rest of it.
I think you got to have said your thing. What I want to ask you also, Will, and just in addition to that, can you just sort of give people an idea of a little bit of your service record in the U.S. military, and that you are a veteran now, and that essentially what has happened here is that Charlie Ward has gone on to not only attack myself, who's an American, right, but also two British citizens, 2 Americans, but more importantly, something that he does not realize, a line that he has crossed, is to threaten a veteran of the U.S. military. Can you please tell us about your military service, Will?
Yeah, one thing that you may not realize, especially if you're watching from like him or his home country, is in the U.S. Like it's usually, if someone's got a decent service record, it's usually not good to say anything negatively about them like this, especially if you're claiming to be a patriot, to have a patriot stream, to be out there for the conservatives or Donald Trump or whatever he's claiming. So I have a completely spotless service record. So served in the United States Army, multiple combat deployments, and I'm fully disabled combat veteran now. So he's picking on the disabled veteran in the corner in front of all of his patriot fans. But I do have legs.
That's very important.
He does.
So another thing on that, haven't you had some experience with doxing previously that you could sort of fill the audience in? I don't think we got a clip of that earlier.
So I was just sitting in my house one day, and I hadn't even been watching the news in the last few days, and I got a letter from the Department of Defense that one of their computer systems had been hacked, and my medical records, my family's name and social security numbers and birth dates, my home address, telephone numbers, even my parents from a security background check, all that stuff had been leaked to ISIS overseas. Some hacker had gotten a hold of it and leaked it to the Islamic State, and we were warned to look out for lone wolf attacks. So I don't think Charlie holds a candle to ISIS, but still, I'm always on guard.
Well, we really do appreciate your service, and of course, our veterans here are some of our most revered citizens that we have. Charlie,
that's true.
So before you go effing with somebody, why don't you make sure that they don't have an impeccable service record before you go in on someone? You fool. Now, here's my spin on it. Please come to my door. Please, Charlie, please, with Mark Mahoney, come over, knock me up on the door, knock me up. And, that means that's something different in British speak, by the way, from my American. Knock me up means get you pregnant, and when you say it in American. So don't do that, but do it the other way. It's like a wake up call. And first time I'd stayed in a hotel, they're like, "We'll knock you up at 7." I'm like, "You will do no such thing." So warning for any future travelers.
I'll be up at 6.
London. Right, I'll be getting up a little early and waiting for you behind the door, mother effer. So, my opinion is this: is that doxing people and threatening to dox people shows to me that this is a desperate man who knows that he is now caught by people. There are copious amounts of information and data that we get sent to us on a daily basis, right? About you, Charlie. So, Charlie, again, would you like my address as well? Because you go ahead and email me, send me a note, send me a little something on Instagram or whatever, Twitter, Parler, and my OnlyFans, which I appreciate your membership to my OnlyFans, Charlie. I do appreciate that. But threatening Americans is not going to age well. Threatening an American veteran is certainly not going to age well. People will find out about this. People will know about this, Charlie. And guess what? There's nothing that you're going to do to stop us from making videos. Now we're just going to turn up the heat, bro. You have just threatened all four of us. So now what are we going?
Another blatant contradiction as well just popped into my head, right? If we were MI5, MI6 agents, do you think he'd have the ability to get our addresses? And even if he could, would that not have the most serious repercussions if he were to publish?
Exactly. To expose the British intelligence and American intelligence assets that we are, by the way, is also illegal. I think look at the Valerie Plame story.
This proves that Charlie's working with ISIS, allegedly.
Allegedly. This is a theory, just a theory. But I will tell you right now, for anyone to sit there and call me a British intelligence asset, you are a freaking bozo. All right, you are a clown, son. And first of all, I would like to invite you to my place because I will give you a sovereign American teabag greeting, and let me say we have a presidential one that's been offered from Mr. Trump with you and you. Okay, so look, Charlie, you have crossed the line. You have now threatened to dox us. Anybody now involved with Charlie Ward is complicit in the threatening of American military veterans. That includes a list that we are on today. So I think we're done with that part, guys. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
I'm good. All right. So now we're going to move on into the next segment. Everybody's going to be covering a different individual or two individuals in the next 20 minutes. We are going to make it a round robin. We are going to have open discussion briefly afterwards. And I think we're going to kick this one off with, let's go with Tiz.
Booyah.
There you go.
2 seconds, people. Let me just pull up my Tinder.
Hey, while Justice is doing that, you said something that's relevant to, I think we'll quickly play it if we can. You said something about Will's military service.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a short video on that. Someone that was misleading people about Will. Will, can you bring up number 6?
Number 6, sure.
Right, so there's a guy that you know. So I'll give you a little bit of context. Will's background. He's going to give you some context now, and then we'll go into a guy that was misleading people because he didn't have the full picture. To be fair to him, I think that there was some misinterpretation of information. Let's have a look at this.
I am glad we're finally calling him out, though.
Sons of bitches.
Will, do it.
You're a disgusting piece of shit for taking the Purple Heart. Beep. Again, the award no one wants, but everybody respects. The one that's shipped home to your wife or your mom or whatever family you have left when you die overseas with a flag. The Purple Heart, and relating it to a channel violating terms of service on the fucking internet.
We put together the Patriot Street Fighter digital Purple Heart, and so we're going to be sending those to LT.
Talking about Scott.
And let me just say to Unifier, watch what a veteran says about your buddy. You're taking the side of this bozo Scott McKay.
He is a bozo
over a veteran who served our country. Did you serve in the military, Unifier? Did you serve in the military?
I love this, and I love you, Tony, man. This is just to share the in-joke.
I'm sticking up for my buddy, okay?
Yeah, you are, man. Big
I
props.
appreciate it.
I hope you do the same for me.
Digital
Bad no legs.
Purple Heart. He wants to get LT so he can put it up on his website.
A Marine.
Because he went down in this digital war.
Went down.
Now we're talking about soldiers losing life, limb, taking rounds and shrapnel. People that I served with, never coming back home again.
Listen very carefully.
Or coming back home limbless, or with traumatizing PTSD,
it's awful.
Scars, wounds, almost dying on the battlefield, blood transfusions. Like, you're talking about having your YouTube channel removed for violation of terms of service. Now,
and by the way, might I just remind somebody like Unifier that my buddy Will here, okay? You jackass, you stupid jackass, and I'm gonna curse motherfucker, okay? Will lost his legs. Will lost his legs. The guy who's talking right here with the shades, he lost his legs.
Stop it! Stop it!
For you.
Wait for it.
And for me.
And for me.
He lost his fucking legs.
He lost his legs, man.
I can't believe you did this, you fuck.
And he still has the mental acuity and strength to pull it together and be here and do this.
Small disclaimer, he hasn't lost his legs.
Will has his legs, okay? We are not sitting here laughing at Will not having his legs. Yeah, everybody's pretty quiet now.
Yep.
I was upset. So real quick,
Tony,
there used to be there used to be a time where my chat would go out and they would troll people who were live streaming, and they would try to get them to wish me a happy birthday or say my name or something like that. And if they wouldn't, they would say, but he's disabled. And if they still wouldn't, they'd be like, he went to a protest and they stole his wheels off his wheelchair. And that's how that all got started. And then it's went downhill since.
Tony, I'm sorry, man.
That was awesome.
I did ask these guys.
Thank you guys so much. I think my face is redder than my hat right now.
It's
but
all
I'm
good.
colorblind.
You were sticking up for one of your own.
I was sticking up for Will, and I got in there, and I had to find several different firing positions when I was in there in that fight because I was heavy deep in the fight, and I had to pull that guy into the sewer, and I had to beat the crap out of him.
Mate, you did a great job.
Tony.
And I hope you do the same for me, even if you have to say that I've got no legs to stick up for me. But you don't need to do that because I'm a cool guy. There's plenty of good things you can say about me, but
That's true. What's up, Will? What were you saying?
Do you remember? You remember when you were like, "How tall are you?" On
I
that
know.
live stream I was doing walking around.
Yeah, he was doing a live. He was walking. I'm like, how is it that your head's coming off close to that doorway up there, bro?
Crutches, stilts.
How'd you do that? Stilts. All right. Well, we have moving on here. We've got some coverage. Each of us have gone through our selections this week, and every week we're going to come up with our picks of the grifters of the week. And I think that's a great way to put it. Is we have our selections for the grifters of the week, and we are going to start with Tiz.
Boom, bam. Well, yeah. Bit of an anticlimax after that. I feel fucking hell. That was
Hilarious.
Right.
Not who you're bringing up.
I'd imagine most of you know the man on the left here and the man on the right, to be fair. This is Tom Numbers on the left and David Rodriguez that he's here with. It took me like a little while really to think of what I was going to do, and it was like a little last minute thing really for the most part, so you have to bear with me. But I thought I'd touch on Tom Numbers because for me, what he's promoting and what he's doing and what his channel and the practice that he promotes causes is an exercise in ignorance. And what I mean by that is, for the most part, it causes this duality where people either listen to what he's going on about, and because it makes absolutely no sense, they're like, yeah, this is BS, I'm not dealing with it. Or they start practicing it the way that he's practicing it and end up just making these, well, doing what he does, and it doesn't make any sense, as I said before. So, yeah, for me, numerology, gematria has its place. It's worth knowing about. The powers that shouldn't be, these elite factions that the people here speak about, trying to go against and take down and expose and whatnot, do utilize these different methods. And yeah, I feel like it's important to not dismiss it because of nuggets like Tom Numbers. And he is prolific. He is the worst, most, the arrogance that some of these people have is incredible. I have no idea, and the ability to not use a basic Google search or something, you know. He's been about for the best part of a year and a half or something. He was promoting the Gregory Hallett stuff with Charlie Ward at the very beginning, saying, yeah, the numbers point to Greg. They do. The numbers all point to Gregory becoming the king. And I mean, he doesn't even seem ashamed of it. So I don't know what sort of mental deficiencies he's actually got going on, because he doesn't. Yeah, he has no shame there whatsoever. He mentioned it in the in a speech with Charlie Ward not too long ago, and he's like, yeah, you know, the first lives that we did with me, you, Jack Kidd, and Greg Hallett, and Charlie's like, yeah, don't mention that, mate. So yeah, let's have a little look at Tom just introduce himself and what he does. Is the volume in that all good? Yeah.
No.
It's not on. You need to go back and check the box. I can't hear anything.
Take it off and recheck the box. Say in the share audio.
1 second.
These are things that happen when you go live.
Oh yeah, I do it every time I go live. Something messed up.
Yeah, this is part of it. Finding the screens and sharing them. No big deal.
We're trying to make this as streamlined as possible. Just
you know what? I don't even know if I can actually share the audio of this.
No, yeah, share screen and then click on the audio tick box.
There's a little tick
should
box
work.
there, the lower left.
So
it's real
just
small though.
For people watching, yeah, we had a bit of a panic trying to get live because we had some issues with sharing videos.
Put the link that you want to share in the private chat, and I'll share it for you right now. If you have, is it a screen share? Or is it
no, it's just it's
a video.
I got you.
Movie thing that I've got.
Let's see if the audio works. Yeah, so we had some issues with, you know, whenever I was sharing videos. We had no problems last time. Whenever I was sharing videos this time, we all started lagging, and I think it's because it's America and England, and I don't know. It didn't happen last time, so I had to send.
It's a minor technical thing. It's all right.
All my videos
happens live all the time.
So yeah, just
I mean, you know what Will and I usually do though is we just vamp and talk like we're vamping and talking now, because you know we're just trying to find our stuff while we're going. Then we just kick it. You know,
I thought I'd let them know about some of the issues that we had getting ready. You know, we were not panicking, but we were, you know, doing our thing. I was like frantically sending over all the files to Will, so he could play them from his end. So all these sort of things people don't see, you know, going live.
Well, I'll tell you what, just to keep moving, let's let Tiz figure out what he's got going on there so that he doesn't feel jammed and rushed. Let's move on to let's go with Will.
Oh yeah.
What you got, Will?
So of course I had to cover my arch nemesis, who would be the Patriot Street Fighter, Patriot Meat Diver, Patriot, whatever you want to call it. I ran into this guy. I've told the backstory before, but yeah, of course you heard I'm a veteran, blah, blah, blah. I do not have a Purple Heart, but there's a lot of people who you can technically pencil whip a Purple Heart. So if there's somebody shooting at you and you fall down and bleed, like you scrape your elbow, right, you could technically pencil whip one of those, but most people do not. Most people reserve it for the most catastrophic of injuries, and it very rarely does that.
But technically you could have had one.
If I went back, I've been injured over. I mean, like I caught a piece of shrapnel at one point. Like I could have had one for sure, but I wasn't trying to pencil whip. I wasn't trying to do that whole thing. So, but when I saw,
did you hear that, Charlie? Did you hear that, Charlie?
Did
you hear that, Charlie? Sorry.
when I saw that he was giving them out for people who lost their YouTube channel, I sent him a message on Twitter. I tagged him in it, and I said, hey, man, I've lost people. I know what it means. I've served. You say you respect veterans. You want to take care of veterans, that they should be at the center of everything within the government and society. I'm just telling you, this is not right. You need to stop doing it. He responded back, good for you. Good for you. So then I decided to start making videos. So I made my first video called Scott McKay is POS, and I threw it up on YouTube. And the day after, his channel got banned. So he went to Google and searched his own name, or to YouTube and searched his own name to see what channels were available. And my video was at the top of the search list, and he found it. And then what happened after that is nothing short of amazing. Let me grab it right quick. You're going to see my screen for just a second, but let me grab it. Where did I put it? Sorry, I got it in a different folder. Give me just a second.
It's all good, Will.
Let's see.
Can I just say while you're doing that, Meat Hammer.
The Meat Hammer. That's it.
You must mention this, Meat Hammer.
So we have a current campaign to get as many of the people who we watch, who we mess with, who we talk about, to say the word Meat Hammer or Cold Beer Confessional. And so far, I think I've got seven people to say it unintentionally or by accident. They just accidentally read it in their chat where it pops up on their screen. The fraud guys the fraud guys actually said fake McKay Meat Hammer Cold Beer Confessional, because they just read everything. But here's what we got. This is the clips I put together.
Now, can I ask you a quick question before you play this next clip? The quick question is this: is a tomahawk ribeye considered a meat hammer?
I would assume not. I think we're talking about a very specific member.
I feel like now I've guided the audience to know what the actual definition is.
The old flesh weasel.
There we go.
The meat hammer, the flesh weasel, whatever can slide in there. Now, these clips, the reason I chose these is because not only did he address my videos in them, but this is right after he told his community I was too small to matter, I didn't have enough subs, to not pay attention to me, to not do this, and then he used his community to attack my channel and had to address me. Out of the next 9 videos, he had to address me 5 times, even though I'm so small and I don't make any difference. But he had to bring me up. He can't keep me out of his mouth. Here, check this clip out.
Get the Navy SEALs, get Recon Marines, Delta Force. Those guys don't like to ever admit it. Air Force Commandos, Rangers. We're getting these guys to come off the bench with their voice, their influence, and the massive respect and reverence that we Americans who didn't serve in the military have for them. And folks ask me all the time, you serve in the military. There was some douchebag, some dime store douchebag. I saw
That's
this.
me.
I did a
the dime store douchebag.
See what channel I can find this douchebag. This guy's a dime store douche, and his you should. I won't even tell you where to go find it because I'm afraid what you guys will throw at this clown. But hammering away on me pretending that I was a war hero in the military that doesn't like the digital Purple Heart. Hey, and I'll concede that digital Purple Heart might be sensitive to some guys. Let somebody else reach out. The digital Purple Heart is for those people whose channels keep going down. They were fighting the digital war. If the digital war is not important, why did Mike General Flynn been very distinct on an army of digital soldiers? Why was our back channel 17 influencer? Why was it so important to create an army of digital soldiers? Look, this is easy. There's no blood on the battlefield. But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls because you know there would be a flaming arrow waiting for you somewhere, but you don't have the fork and guts to fight this war on this level. You think that there are people out there that are saying the shit that I'm saying about these people? There may be now, but when I started raining down this kind of hellfire on these people, calling them out by name in the state of Texas, who've been running drugs and trafficking kids for decades, you don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy.
Oh, no.
Wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement. And I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic. But so those of you people out there who want to beat up on me about that, you can say whatever the fork you want. The military in this country for decades knows my reference. By the way, you want to check the Pentagon records? I got letters from Guy Vanderjack, Armed Services Chairman in the House of Representatives, that actually had written me letters explaining to me why they massively cut the budgets and I lost my all but guaranteed slot for Naval or Marine Corps Aviation. How do you like that, chump? Okay, so what do you do? What do? You are fighting patriots. You're fighting patriots that are taking the real war.
No, you did not go there,
Scott. That has virtually no subscribers.
Fighting patriots.
Attacking anybody out there who's actually doing the heavy lifting that you don't have the balls
or the mental
firepower to bring to the table because you're a pussy. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. So yeah, do I attack people out there? You bet. You come after me, guess what happens? You're going to get a sledgehammer because we don't have time for your bullshit.
Me hammer.
All right, so the first part of that clip, there's a bunch of stuff wrong with it. So he called me out. He said he wouldn't mention me, even though he's already sent his chat to attack me. He uses Guy Vanderjack and said that he was head of the Armed Forces Committee in the House, and he has a personal letter from him. That guy's never been on the Armed Forces Committee, much less the chairman of it. So he lied about that. He's trying to recruit Navy SEALs for school board positions because that's what a Navy SEAL wants to do after he gets out of one of the most elite groups of soldiers that we have. He wants to come home and sit at a school board meeting, and then he tells me he's going to give me the sledgehammer, which I'm not gonna lie, I was slightly aroused by afterwards. But
do you have more video coming, Will?
Yeah. It's okay. 3 segments. I got to stop on it.
No worries.
But so when people take my work and they put it out there, that's all I care about. But I will say this: I mean, getting videos up to get a whole lot of hits and to monetize the YouTube channel.
He's talking about people that take his content
because I don't say the right things. However, these folks can take my videos, put them on their channel. They get a lot of hits and they're making a lot of money on advertising. Okay, I make none. All right, that's my choice. Shows you what the hypocrisy that comes from YouTube. But here's what I would say to the patriots, the patriots. If you're going to run my videos and you're going to make money on my videos, how about doing the honorable thing? And how about putting the links to Patriot Street Fighter in your description or right on your channel? How about giving a little credit to what we're doing?
The reason he wants the links put in and the reason he claims he doesn't make money is because he only makes money from donations on links and selling merch. That's the only ways. He's not monetized, but neither am I. But that's how he makes his money. He wants the links put in if you share any of his content.
Over here and mentioning some of the things that we are supporting over here, like Operation Restoration or the Global Unity Bridge or some of these things.
Does he have some weird little...
Whoa, the general just dropped off. I just noticed.
What's that?
Does he have some strange little lisp going on or something?
I've got him sped up a little bit. He has a slight lisp, I think, but I've got him sped up a little bit so it makes it worse, so I can shorten my segment. So right now he just said, whoa, I think we dropped the general. So he calls his dad the general while he's throwing around all this military lingo. Now he says the reason he did this is because his dad raised him. His dad was in an army. His dad made sergeant. I pulled his records. But his dad made sergeant in the army, and thank you for your service. I've never made fun of your dad, but you call him the general. And he uses more military lingo than I think I ever heard in my entire time in the service, just to convince people that he's somehow associated with it. It's crazy.
He's researched that, hasn't he? I need to pose as a military,
Well,
guy.
you would think he would research it a little bit better because his shirt he's wearing right now says artillery support, but it's got a tank on it, and he calls it the right tank, and then he says that it's artillery, which it's not, it's mechanized, and then he says that it's firing at the scumbags with napalm, which is not a round you can shoot from a tank. So you think he would do a little bit more research, but we'll see.
Failure.
Oh my gosh, he said he's firing napalm rounds?
Yeah, from an artillery tank.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So there it is. Gotcha, Bob.
Okay, his dad's back online. The general's back.
I was gonna say, what happened?
Is this his dad?
So
on the phone, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to use the material.
His dad sets in on every show, and his chat will say, "Where's the general at? We need the general before we can start. We need the."
Are you serious?
Did the general
just leaves
order
the phone
this?
On, and he just sits there.
And his dad
I do
doesn't
the same
speak.
thing with my nan.
He just says goodbye at the end.
His dad supports this stuff. Yeah.
His dad's a what?
His dad supports this stuff.
Yeah, his dad's Scott's 60 something. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure his dad is just kind of on the phone. You know what I mean?
His dad's got a new fishing boat now as well.
That's it.
Over here, where it's all made. I mean, people grab the stuff, right? Like I said, I don't care if you're monetizing it, but the decent, reasonable, polite thing to do would be point people over to our channel. So if they want to come over here, they can. But like I said before, there are patriots and there are patriots, P-A-Y. And look, I think everybody should be able to get paid for their work. It takes a lot of work. I mean, I got some dime store douchebag. I won't even give you his name that has a video that says Scott McKay's a piece of shit. And this guy's actually funny.
That's my safe word.
Wow. He's got his virtual aviator glasses on in his mother's basement, wearing his Keds, or maybe he's wearing saddle shoes with bobby socks. I don't know, but attacking our movement. Again, I beat up on the people that say they're patriots, but he was ex-military. I'm stolen valor, I guess, for whatever reason, attacking my dad. Imagine this guy attacking the general, and attacking Dave Scarlett, Pastor Dave Scarlett, and LT, right? Attacking these guys. You can attack me. That's easy. The only problem with attacking me, there's nothing you can say about me that I haven't already said about myself. Big deal. But attacking guys like Dave Scarlett and LT, these are devout Christian men. fight. Both Marines, by the way, both Marines. I don't know what this guy did, but back of the general, all that bullshit. So you have these clowns out there, and what do you think he's doing? He's using your movement or me to monetize, to make money. There's some of us out
not
here
monetized.
that have not used our channels to make money per click, clickbait or advertising. I knew I would never do it, be able to, because the fact of the matter is they wouldn't monetize me. They just want to shut me down. So if you're going to do that, do the right thing. Push a little credit over here for what people want to find us. Here's where you can find Scott McKay. So I'm flattered that people want to use our work. Great. As I say, keep doing it. But you've got to be reasonable here.
Got to be reasonable. Send that money my way.
When I see stuff like
9
that.
insults, Will. That was 9 insults.
Oh
in
yeah,
that, to you.
it's always
Been
a string of
counting, Tony.
insults. So
Yes, I did.
of course,
good on
that
you.
was him again. That's how he weaponizes his chat against me. Is he says I attacked Pastor Dave, I attacked his dad, and I attacked his friend LT, who is a former, basically like a news producer, like for the Marine Corps out of the Philippines. Like he did press releases. That was his job. But I didn't attack any of those people. All I said, the most I've said about any of them is like they should call Scott McKay out too for this Purple Heart stuff. The only person I've centered on is Scott, and it's mostly because I was having a bad day and he said good for you. That's the majority of it. I've got one last clip of Scott to play right quick, and in this one I think the part that everybody really needs to take away is he's talking about people with purple hearts. They matter. But this guy, or people that don't even have a purple heart, this is a bunch of nonsense. This is a bunch of nonsense. Like, I can't have the respect for the purple heart that I have because I've shipped so many home on top of coffins. Like, it's not mine to have because I didn't take a purple heart. It's theirs, and they're the ones that need to stand up to Scott.
But get overly sensitive at times about things that I say, like the digital purple heart. I should address this again. I get it from soldiers who have a purple heart at times. Other guys just dipshits like this guy. I won't even tell you what his name is. He's an idiot. Attacks me all the time. Scott McKay is a piece of shit or whatever. These people are clowns. They don't do anything useful in the world. But the digital purple heart. These are
all he does when he refuses to give out my name is cause people to look for me. Like all he's doing is bumping the search algorithm.
just kind of some housekeeping.
Like Charlie Wall with Grift Busters.
This is where people got to stop this nonsense of being sensitive to every single thing somebody's. Look, for one guy,
Snowflake.
I had a great letter from a guy who's a veteran, Vietnam, Purple Heart. Everybody knows where I stand on this. These people are held in incredible reverence. I don't do these things out here because I take it lightly. If you don't understand this, this is not dangerous for me. If you haven't figured it.
He says, okay, so I have people in my chat all the time saying he does not compare the two. He's saying one is different than the other. He's never said they're the same. He just said the reason we have digital purple hearts is, in case you haven't noticed, this is not dangerous for me. So he is directly comparing that. I may lose my arm in battle, but he may be assassinated by invisible aliens or ninjas or some shit. Like who knows? But it's not dangerous for him.
This out by now, the people that I go after, you have any idea what that means? So therefore, people that are overly sensitive about shit that I say, that's our whole problem. Everybody is offended by something, right?
Oh, by the way, the people he's going after that he's naming that are trying to kill him is the Bush family and Ted Cruz and people like that. Everybody talks about every day, but because he talks about them with children, he thinks they're coming after him.
Of course.
Let me tell you, if you are being hunted down by the U.S. government, the worst possible move you can make is find other people that are supposedly being hunted down by the U.S. government, like 107 and David Nino and all the other grifters, and then say, hey, we're all meeting up in Las Vegas and we're staying at this hotel. Come see us. Like, they live streamed where they were at, where they're eating at, the bar, their room numbers. They live streamed it all. How was the government not able to find them?
We're adults. We're supposed to be grown-ups in this world.
Point.
At some point, you got to stop focusing on the shit that does not matter. Sensitive about digital purple heart.
Just about 2 minutes left.
That purple heart discussion is not an education factor.
He's educating. He's educating young kids.
No idea what the hell a purple heart is. They think it's somebody's heart's purple. Isn't it supposed to be red? Guess what?
So it's Scott's place to educate people on what a purple heart is. If I went to a middle school kid and I was like, do you know what a purple heart is? He'd be like, what? I thought hearts were red. That's a guy with a purple heart. No, but I can tell you what it is. Scott's educating on, if you lose your YouTube channel, I'll send you one.
I think that they're going to be clued in on the sacrifices that people paid on the battlefield of world wars, Vietnam, Iraq. Do you think they're going to teach them any of this stuff? Of course not. Us having a digital purple heart for people who got taken out of action on this digital warfare battlefield. If I get a chance, I'm going to ask General Flynn when I meet him in Tulsa. See if he's offended by it. In my opinion, it keeps it alive. It keeps the discussion alive. And what is a real what's that? Well, a Purple Heart, little millennial or person, skull full of mush, is soldiers who've gone into battle.
Skull full of mush.
And they get wounded. They've taken wounds, some devastating, catastrophic. They're awarded a Purple Heart for the sacrifices they made for the nation to the point where they're actually injured in battle. That's a Purple Heart. Wow, really? So what's a digital Purple Heart? It's our version of people who were taken down on this digital battlefield in honor and respect for the soldiers that took live fire and had physical injury. So we want to be like them when we grow up.
Go ahead.
So hang on, like he's giving this like graphic description of how important and how the Purple Hearts are, and how much they mean, and what the cost is to get one. So where does he go from this? I'm interested. Obviously, I've not seen the rest of the clip. Yeah. Is he going to go? Yeah. So it's the same with YouTube channels being taken down, and I'll give them a Purple Heart because it's just like losing your limbs in war. Like,
he speaks very carefully.
Fish, man.
He speaks very carefully. So the next thing he's going to say is, "So we're giving honor to that by handing out these Purple Hearts." But he also said that it's educational, and he said it's not dangerous for me. So is one dangerous and one not dangerous? Is that not the same fucking thing? If it's dangerous to be a soldier, and this is not dangerous to be a streamer making shit up for donations, is that not one and the same?
Bro, he's a digital soldier. Don't get
yeah, he is digital special forces.
He could be losing limbs all around the place.
That's he already.
He's got no legs.
That's right. That's right. Well, he did have to take a wheelchair to his airplane to catch it to Vegas. I saw that on a live stream. He couldn't walk that far.
To be fair, I've never seen his legs.
He has them.
Like I've never seen yours, Will. We're still waiting for you to prove you have legs.
Never. And one more thing, he says that he's gonna bring this up in front of General Flynn. But strange thing, he's talked to Mike Jaco. He's talked to other veterans live on his show, and he didn't bring it up to Mike Jaco, the Navy SEAL, with an impeccable service record as well. I very seriously doubt he's going to bring it up to Mike Flynn on camera. He might say, "Oh, I talked to Mike Flynn. He said it's good to go." But I very seriously doubt he's going to bring. He's had the chance to bring it up in front of soldiers before, and he does not.
We're no longer kids. We want to grow up and be just like our soldiers who actually fought in battles and earned the real Purple Heart. So again, people just got to stop this nonsense. And again, I'm not. Let me say, veterans who actually have a Purple Heart, it's not nonsense. It's not nonsense to you. It's not nonsense to me. I greatly respect. Truly. And again, anybody who knows my history for decades, you wouldn't even bring this up to me if you know what I've been doing for decades in defense of the soldiers in this country, in my reverence for them. Those who don't have a Purple Heart,
to you.
That's nonsense to me because you don't have one.
Those people that don't have a Purple Heart, that's nonsense to me. The ones I shipped out, the ones I pinned on a flag, the ones that go home on a casket. If you lost your best friend in war and sent one home to his grieving wife, you're nonsense. But if you have one, you could come talk to me. I'll show you a little bit of respect. It's almost over.
Why don't you focus on what John McCain never did for the VA? Why don't you focus on what the government is doing against the soldiers and not doing for them? Why don't you focus your fire there where it really matters? So anyways, that being said, but you know what? I do get people that send me letters, incredibly respectful. I keep them. The people that are just, people I'm not going to pretend that I think is okay. Boom, they're out, deleted. But the people
he won't even pretend I'm okay.
Really nice, polite letters. I'd like to write. If an email I can write back if I ever get around to it, ever discover it. But the other stuff, I just don't pay attention.
All right, so I just have one more clip and then a still picture, but this next clip is very short. The only thing I want to show is that Scott McKay says that he's. So I've never said Scott McKay is stolen valor, even though I believe he's backing right up against that line, because he has made videos that said, I'm not in the military, blah, blah, blah. The first video I ever saw of him said, I wanted to join and I tried this and I couldn't get in and then I had to have a physical and I didn't take it. So I didn't accuse him of stolen valor. That's not what I did, but he gets as close as he can and he allows people to continue to think this. These next two guys are two other guys that we cover called the Froggets. And, They were inspired by Scott to start a channel, and let's see who they think Scott is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, we listen to Scott McKay. Great. He's a digital warrior and a great guy. He was special forces. He He's the real deal. Daddy's a Can't say general. that P word either,
Real
guys.
deal.
And his daddy's a general. Daddy's a general. He's special forces.
Delusional.
All right, and this last one is just a still frame here. This is Mike Jaco and Scott. Mike Jaco has an amazing service record. Mike Jaco was a Navy SEAL. He's got combat deployments. He come back and trained other Navy SEALs. He worked at Bud's training people as an instructor there for years. He retired. He's got a full service record. And a lot of people don't want to say anything about Mike Jaco because of that. They don't want to get involved and picture and as if they're attacking a veteran. But we're fixing to start talking about Mike Jaco. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not, he has a better record than me. I'm not even trying to compete on that, but he's moved to the point to where he's selling $1,000 courses. He's giving people a platform such as Scott McKay. He's beyond that. So I don't want to take away from anything from his service record. If we were having a dick measuring contest, his is much bigger. But what he's doing now is still unacceptable, and it should be called out for what it is, not sidestep.
It doesn't mean it makes love better.
That's right.
And love being, the
That's
truth and life, and not grifting and not taking advantage of people. It doesn't matter what record you have. Well, it does matter, and we should take that into consideration. However, you're being a hero on two fronts, Will.
He's
all right. So we're going to move on to
Sure,
do another clip here.
No, that was just it. The still frame. That was just my outro. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because Michael Jaco, did you say everything you wanted to say about him too?
Oh well,
because I know you wanted to make a couple points about him before.
Yeah, just he's going to be called out. He's the part that really convinced me that it was time to start talking about Michael Jaco is it's not like he has this record and he's grifting. He has this record that he's using to propel his grift and give himself respect in the community. Like, you need to trust me because I'm a Navy SEAL, because I was a Navy SEAL, because I trained these people. I need to do this. So Scott refused to ask him about the Purple Heart, but we're going to start covering some of his courses outside of his mind. And I do believe, I am under the impression from some people that I talked to, that Michael Jaco may just be doing this because of... I don't want to diagnose anybody, but I know when I came home, I had a lot of issues with finding something to pour myself into. It's hard to go from combat back into nothing and feeling like you're nobody. So I think he might just be pouring himself into this. So we're going to address it slow and we're going to work up to it. But I still think it needs to be called out for sure. And that's it for me.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. Will's roundabout of the week. So let's run on down the brick again and see if we can get to Just Tiz, if he can
boom bam. Well, what happened was I had some little movie clips loaded up, but with this here stream and our level of organization, the thingy doesn't actually allow me to share the audio. So what I've done is loaded up a couple tabs so I can just take a quick look at his YouTube channel. So it's going to be a bit of a wing 'em.
If you want to send the clip to the video, we could line it up with your audio at the point we want. Will could do that. Just send him in the private chat right now the link to it, and he'll pop it in for you at the time you want.
Well, that's I don't
if you like
have anything prepared other than
I think it's saved on his computer. It isn't like he doesn't know what the link is.
It's not a screen share link to YouTube.
No. But
that's okay. We'll open a new screen and you could drop that into that screen and make it its own.
Well, we haven't tried to see whether there's a lag with us live, so you could try sharing the actual video. Justice, we can see if there's a lag there.
Yeah, we're sharing. Yeah. Boom, bam.
Is that a video or is that the screen?
Yeah, no, this is a screen share, yeah. So, what you reckon you're gonna get a lag? Should we just try it?
Yeah? There may be, but it'll be fine.
We're live. People understand. We're lagging. We're try something else.
We're good. This is fun. I'm not.
So, anyways, this is from about 5 months ago. Like I say, he was promoting Gregory Hallett, and for me, again, this is important to address, just because I feel like here he is just promoting and exercising ignorance. He's either turning people away from this fiercely or indoctrinating them into some messed up false practice.
Tiz, before you start, could you just give a quick rundown of who Mr. Hallett is, just briefly, for the people who are new, who may not know?
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, you can check mine and M's channel respectively, and we have quite a lot of videos on him. M's went in, he's got hundreds of videos. But basically, he was the man that kickstarted Charles Ward's fame. He was claiming to be the real king, the new king of England. And it went on for months and months. They got loads of money. There was a lot of people that are still involved in these various grifts that were involved in that. He seems to have faded out. And yeah, here we are. So yeah, like I say, you can go back, check. There's so many videos on Greg Hallett, Joseph Gregory Hallett on YouTube.
Tiz, we should totally next time on Griftbusters. I know it's an old story for many people. We should totally, I mean, we've done so much work on this. We should totally bring it up next time. Me and you.
Yeah, we'll definitely have that into one of the segments for sure.
Yeah, so that people know what we're talking about when we're referring to that. I mean, it did make Charles Ward famous in a way. It was the start of his fame, at least.
Yeah, for real. He had nothing before that other than like a weird sponsorship by a vodka company. Yeah. He was getting like less than 100 views.
He should be thanking you guys and sending you money.
That's right.
Realistically,
getting enough monthly,
Are you guys working for Charlie?
Yeah, that's true. That deep state check is fat. What's that, Will?
I said, are you guys the ones working for Charlie on the inside?
That's right. That's right.
I've noticed a similar accent.
You Discord, so that Griftbusters gets promotion, and so that Charlie Ward channel gets promotion. This whole thing's going on, and we're making a lot of money off this.
That's right.
Deep
state style. So this, I've always loved Tom Numbers, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is an incredible person. He doesn't come across as incompetent, really. He's reasonably well spoken, but the things that he comes out with, jeez Louise. So let's have a look at what he's saying about Gregory Hallett, because again, we're winging it. What's the volume like?
Site Club,
pump it up.
Numbers. Hopefully this is going to be a quick
maximum.
episode. It's late in the evening here in England.
Is that
I've been studying one of President Trump's rallies.
I can control it on my end. You're good. You're good. That's all you got.
Earlier today. And some amazing things have come out. Some of you that follow my work will know where I stand on quite a few things. And those that are new, welcome. Do hit the like and subscribe button, because I do that using the method that he encodes things, which is
here we go. Right, so he's going to tell us
the method that he encodes
what he does.
Things, which is I decode the things that President Trump says, and I do that using the method that he encodes things, which is simple gematria, which is adding up the letters in a word and creating a numerical value. Ooh. So, for example, A is the first letter, B is the second letter, C is the third letter, D is the fourth letter, etc., etc. And Simples. If you add up the word Trump, TRUMP, you'll get
man boobs.
88. So that's
I mean,
you get them titties, boy.
Wait, so if you add 1 and 2, you get 2 titties. What?
I mean, don't stub your toe.
Right. This is exactly what he's been repeating for the whole time he's been on YouTube. Yeah, I was watching him from when he had like 2,000 subscribers. He's now on 20 odd, and it was only a couple months ago about around about the inauguration time when he was on about 14k. So he's grown quite a lot since then. Do you know what I mean? People are still latching onto this and lapping it up, right? And he's been spouting the same stuff. You know how Charlie comes on and he's like, yeah, so 6 years ago I was sat on the plane, and he just does it over and over and over again. This is exactly the same thing that he does. He goes, yeah, I decode stuff using the method that Trump uses. Now, in his whole time, he has never given us any sort of evidence that Trump knows anything about this. He's just made that up. There's no correlation between what Trump does or says and this crazy thing that he does. It doesn't. There's no correlation.
So being familiar with, slightly familiar with the numbers and gematria and stuff, as you are. So you said earlier that this guy is like just total chicanery.
Yeah, so numerology and gematria are technically by definition slightly different. It depends if you want to view ancient Kabbalistic practice as occultism, but numerology is more of an esoteric practice. Gematria is basically strictly Kabbalistic practice, with deciphering biblical codes from the Torah and the Zohar and things like this from way back. So it's ancient Jewish mysticism, essentially, when it comes to gematria. Now, there is English gematria, which was used by many practitioners like John Dee, and that is usually a 24-letter system. They don't use the J or the U. You know, the U is a V and the J is an I for the most part. So he's, you know, you can find these things on Google pretty easily, and he's just spouting the same stuff over and over and over again. Again, there is ciphers that are used. So two of the most common ciphers is the Pythagorean cipher and the Chaldean cipher. So the Pythagorean cipher is on a 9-base system, so it goes from 1 to 9, A to I think it'd be J, but it goes from 1 to 9 and then starts again from 1 to 9 to 1 to 9. Yeah, and you develop a code from that. The Chaldean is from 1 to 8. So these are things that are actually utilized and actually used by the deep state or cabal or whatever other BS they like to label them as. But this here is mentally just not there. I don't know why he keeps spouting the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, he did an interview with is it that Tiana Islam? And yeah, she actually semi gets it, and he just sort of sat there like, like, damn, she knows more than me. That is it was a bit mad. But let's carry on here and just see what he's saying. But like I say, there is no evidence that Trump uses this.
Okay, so we'll get straight into it.
By the way, chat said his shirt says munchin'. What does munchin' in the kitchen add up to?
Man boobs again.
41
is he stepping on the other one?
And also the value for alien. Yeah.
Got it tucked in his sock.
41 plus 49 comes to 90. Incidentally, 49 is the same as XLM. But 41 plus 49 comes to 90. And 90, the word 90, N-I-N.
I'd like to know what he's looking at, whether he's got this on like a little notebook, or he's just
same value for stellar, which is interesting. So
pulling this out thin air.
But let's go back to this. Is the real juicy stuff. So 90 plus 27. 27 is the mark, is the number for kingship, Egyptian Trinity Templar kingship that Joseph Gregory Hallett, or Greg, taught me. He was the gentleman that spoke to me and taught me that.
Oh, wow.
I'm thankful for that, Greg. And if you're listening.
Well.
What?
Oh, I said we was going to wing it, innit? And like, this is, yeah, I'm kind of glad we did now, because I've never seen that before. You know, getting taught mystical numbers by Greg and just running with them.
Wow.
Like it's gospel. Mental. Egyptian, what did he say? Egyptian kingship Trinity number 27.
Wow.
Man. Crazy. But basically what he does, yeah, is he
that really puts a whole new paint job on things. That
it certainly does. That's, you know, that he's discredits himself every time he goes on camera anyway, but that just encapsulates the stupidity here. But basically, right, his whole thing is to use this exact same cipher every time, apparently not be able to use Google properly and, you know, do any sort of research as to what actually gematria and numerology is, or find out any sort of ciphers. Because even in the most basic of, you know, Jewish, when Jewish children learn about gematria, there are things called cover ciphers. So it's ciphers that are hidden by other ciphers. So it gets complex even at the base level, but it's not, you know, impossible to learn, and it's worth looking at. But this guy comes with the exact same cipher every time. It's 1 to 26, A to Z, which, if you know, logically, again, if you were the deep state cabal, if you look back at the Joseph Gregory Hallett videos, it's the same cipher that Lee Dawson and David Mahoney used to decode the bottle in the Hidden King 4, I think it was, right? So
Cool.
they are all claiming that the deep state, the cabal, these, you know, elite, high-ranking occultist factions, these people at the top of the pyramid are only using the one A to Z 26 letter cipher, which I wouldn't even call a cipher. Mark himself said it, referred to it as a standard English ordinal cipher. So big up to him for giving my man some credit, but I wouldn't even call it a cipher. You know, it's a correlation between the letters of the alphabet and their position to in relation to the numerical order. You know, it's not actually a cipher as such, but he adds up these things and then just connects the words to other words with the same value. So obviously this practice can be extremely one-sided if you're just looking at certain good words or whatever, but I can guarantee you can make, you know, Tom numbers add up to some extremely nefarious things if you wanted to in this ridiculous cipher of his. But yeah, this changes it. Should we carry on watching this for a second and see what he's saying? Or
yeah, let's see what he's saying.
It's coming. But when you add 90 plus 27, you get 117, which is 11/7, which is November 7th. And I said last week with Charlie and Anna that's reset day.
Didn't happen.
Works that out to be. There's many other reasons for that.
Yeah.
So watch this space, people. Okay.
I mean, again, these people, and they're so broad. He'll just be like, yeah, well, every day resets, doesn't it? It's a new day.
The other thing about this is that's what. Oh, sorry, I should have said is AZ. So Arizona, the abbreviation for Arizona is AZ. So A.
Has anybody thought about showing him the Fibonacci sequence and watching him melt down? I know he wouldn't function.
1 plus 26 comes to 27, hence 27, and it's the mark for kingship. It's the number.
This is what I mean. You would talk about all sorts of things like the reduction from prime factors and
I suspect
just all sorts of things in relation to mathematics and geometrics.
Be Melania. We'll know in time. Because President Trump is 91. He's POTUS. Greg is 92 in terms of Kronos numbers as well.
91. The count.
The one that refers to many times. Thank you again, sir, for everything. And Melania is 93, which is FLOTUS.
Oh, there we go.
And incidentally, my last name Bushnell is
FLOTUS.
93, so I get to see all these things happening, and I'm grateful for the inclusion in the meanings. Okay, so also as well, if you look on my YouTube community, you'll see that I did a post about 3 days ago on at this rally, which I'm going to reveal now, only reinforces what I first thought when I first saw it. I know I've met Greg, Greg's hands, the way he kind of walks and holds himself.
He does have a good skill of whispering people to sleep, though. He always puts Charlie to sleep.
So have a look.
He does, yeah. Charlie gets so, I don't know. Charlie gets so bored of it.
It was great. Okay, so on 14 minutes and 5 seconds, 14 plus 5 is 19, which is important as well in this. So 19 years ago.
So he's relating the timestamps in these broadcasts and shit as well.
POTUS 91, 19. POTUS is going to reverse it.
You pick numbers out of anywhere.
Just anything and everything.
Anything.
This is what he said. President Trump says, he points to a guy in the audience.
We did an experiment with my chat on that, like my name and how many things it meant. It meant everything.
He says we have the King of Europe. So you break this. Who's the King of Europe? Greg's been making that claim for a while. So let's have a look at this. So has
he walked into Buckingham Palace, Tom?
King comes to 41, as I've mentioned already. 33
He's going to say it.
Comes to 74, which is Jesus. It's also President Trump's age, 74. It's also London, which is 74.
Jesus!
So what is Jesus in London.
Jesus Christ!
Is actually 72-year-old Trump, but only when he's in London. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean, Tom?
Hey,
It's
You
continuous.
got to trim his audio a little bit.
Right, boom. So anyway, this
So
whole
hot.
thing, right, this whole stuff here is just
You upped it.
centered around idolatry
Yeah.
and Trump worship. Yeah. So boom. Just the title. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ.
Oh, I've seen that shit. Yeah.
Is this Tom Numbers page?
I watched him.
What?
I watched him tell Charlie Ward that.
How is this
the news-
acceptable? I'm sorry.
I
Go
watched
ahead,
him tell Charlie Ward that the newspaper that day said the headline said Trump acquitted, and if you add that up, that equals whatever it equals, and the same thing is Jesus of Nazareth. So doesn't that mean that Trump is Jesus of Nazareth? Like, the man's lost it. He's lost it.
I believe he's from New York.
Hey, you North guy.
Let me tell you something over there. Wow.
I don't know why he does this, and I don't know. 10,000 views, you know? There's 10,000 people.
How many comments on that? How many comments on that thing? Was
There
it
is
443?
442. 441, not including mine.
1.3 thousand likes.
The like ratio.
10,808 views.
Mate, look at the like ratio. There is still people invested in this, and this is from yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday?
I think so. It's yesterday or today, mate. I don't know.
April the 1st.
Yeah,
Jesus, I thought this was a while ago.
No, mate.
Man.
No, it's from yesterday. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ from yesterday, bro. This is what it's disgusting. I'm all for free speech and doing what you want and all of this, yeah, but there are certain things that should not be allowed on the internet. There are certain people's parents who should tell them, no,
they should be
no,
informed.
little man.
They should be
Come
informed.
away from the web. But
please come and pick your child up. He's running amok on the internet.
There needs to be some discipline. There has to be some discipline here. This is what happens when people are just allowed to just run amok.
So does he say something else on this tape, or is this his conclusion of coming to these?
Good afternoon.
Someone
everyone.
called Tom's parents.
Sydney Bushnell.
I don't know, mate.
AKA Numbers here from Site Club. I'm here in Regent's Park.
Just spying on some kids.
Garden, St John's Lodge again. Trying to find a quiet spot. It's quite busy today with people. So today is the 1st of April. Or
if he comes up and starts adding my kids' hairs or some shit, I'm not going to move.
Comes to first.
No, it's got like 150 million follicles, mate. It's like a 15 deep.
So some things have come to mind. It's Easter. We've got the Easter holidays coming up. Now,
He's out of breath already.
I'm going to say it quite clearly today. And I'm going to ask you a question.
Taking 3 steps.
In the video that I was going to play, I got the interview from Charlie Ward, a guy called Alex Reed, who went out with Katie Price, who's she's the old glamour model here. And Tom Numbers.
I remember her from the MySpace days.
Yeah.
True that. True that.
Like, yeah. So I do, like, you know, personal coaching, like mental health coaching, confidence coaching. And Alex is like, right. He's like, yeah. And I was also involved in football. And you should see the dude's face. He's just like, what part of football were you possibly involved in? Like, what? Innit? What were you doing? The lino that just stands there.
Jesus Christ. Is he the one that has come back to save the world? Whether you believe in reincarnation or resurrection or anything else you want to call it, is he the one that has been called and foreordained to come and do this? My unequivocal answer to that is yes. And I'm going to explain why through the numbers. So,
but to me as well, it's like any of these people that are saying it will be biblical don't ever seem to have an answer to what part of the Bible they're referencing.
Or a Bible, perhaps.
You know, like, I'm confused. If we're going into this golden age and everything's going to be good and it's all sweet and that, don't worry, everything's covered. Get the popcorn. Trump's got us. Everything is calm. What part of the Bible are we reading? I'm just so confused about this whole narrative. But none of them seem to have an answer. None of it. It's madness. So, like you say, I feel like, yeah, they must be at the very least inadvertently doing that. Do you know what I mean? It's craziness.
Donald Trump comes from a line of Christ. So his father's middle name was Christ. It was Frederick Christ Trump.
That doesn't.
His grandmother, Mary.
I think that's actually true, you know.
Is it?
No, it is, but it doesn't
One of
mean.
their names was Christ, and the great
But like,
I just found it funny.
So he came
It
from a
is.
line of 3 Christs.
What?
It might have been too obvious. As he joked about the Abraham Accord, he wanted to call it the Abraham Accord because he's also Abraham. But he wanted to.
What?
to
Whoa. What did he say? Did he just say he is also Abraham? Wow.
again, which Bible are them look from? I'm so confused. It's this is what I mean. Though it's playing on ignorance on all levels. You know, like the comments here, absolutely fantastic, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Tom, I've always known. I'm 61 years old and swear I felt for the longest time. I knew I feel him.
Oh my
My
God.
3-year-old grandson said, "Look," as he pointed to the TV. It's God as president.
What?
Thank you, Tom. It's my birthday. These aren't made up either. You know, there's plenty of people that have agents and you know infiltrated comment sections and that, but these are real life testimonies.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. We saw the same thing with Greg Hallett, and we see the same thing with Charlie Ward, don't we? You know, with the cufflinks scenario. You know, he got gifted a pair of cufflinks from Donald Trump, and they're all going, "Oh, you so deserve this, Charlie. Can't wait to see you at the inauguration." You know, this is not new to us. These are real comments. These are not just bot comments. They have bot comments. These are real people. These are the real thoughts. These are the real comments.
Amen. Thank you, Tom.
Jesus Christ.
It's painful, you know.
It is.
Wow. Well, you know, you see,
400
these are the people that are falling for the grift. They are getting sucked in. These are people who, like we've all seen, are having, you know, emotional issues. They're having mental issues. They're, you know, and we are trying to bring this to them so that they do not spend their money on people like this. Spend money on your family. Spend money on yourself. Spend money on your kids. All right. And we are raising money for Will's new legs as well. So that's what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
But you know what I mean.
Voice of logic and reason.
That's right. We have to bring this out because, you know, look, this is some of the people we know that got ripped off that won't get refunded. These people won't refund you. They won't give you your money back. And that's a fact. And I've gotten dozens of DMs, probably more than that have explained this.
Take Zimbabwe dollars at the merch store. They better not take them, or you better not be buying them at their request.
Yeah, for sure.
Dims or dinars? Zims or dinars?
Zims and dinars.
Dong. You know Nicholas Armin.
Oh, Nikki likes the dong.
He loves
the Vietnamese dong.
He loves the Vietnamese dong. Yeah,
that's, you know, he's going to be upset that it's Vietnamese.
It spans like it's so mad though. You know, it spans from old people to young people.
Anyone in life, rich people, people in positions of power, people in the military, any of these.
I thought this one was interesting though. Like, look, this is someone practicing Tom's practice. Good Friday 104 is Fall of the Cabal. This Easter Sunday is 208 is the power of Christ. I think he must have meant Christ and
yeah. Right.
Resurrector is 160. Donnie Trump. It's I'm done for now. That's
a lot of the grifters I cover have like these grandmothers that follow them, and they look like really nice people that have grandkids and go to the park, and they will literally come to my Facebook stream when I multi-stream and cuss me like a dog and tell me that I'm out here doing stuff with kids and I'm a Satanist and I must worship Joe Biden.
Even going at Tom Numbers, Greg Hallett, Charlie Ward, Dave Mahoney, M's had the same thing, guaranteed. Like, we've been called pedos and pedo protectors, and all sorts of savage things so many times, man. These people are mental.
My chat loves it.
Wow. Are you done with the video panel?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to clip it back here so we're all in here in fours. Thank you so much, Tiz, for your pick of the week. Geez, I'm trying to get this. There we go. There we go. Let's move over a brick. And M's got up to the plate, bringing us to the fences. Let's see what you got for your week, buddy.
Let me try this. Let me see if we can use.
Is there anything
this.
I could do for you? Do I need to put the other? There we go. So
what
now you can pop the
I'm
screen
put this
in.
up here, and let's see if it makes a lag. And if it does, then I'll revert back to Will. But it's just to see whether I have control over it.
I'm sorry. I just was doing that. That was me.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just test this video at least. So, can you do it with us still on the side? You know. Yeah.
Do you have it? Is the video up?
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Oh, we have to add it to the stream, and then there we are. There we are, sir.
Let's see.
You got it. You have control.
Yes, I do.
Perfect.
Is it lagging? Yes, it is lagging. So this is not going to.
I'm not having any problem with it whatsoever. So just let it spin.
Okay. So we've got scam alert. This is on. There you go. This is on the Nazara website, which is one of Charlie Ward's associated websites that are selling stuff, and they are selling Venezuela Bolivares,
Bolivares,
very rare, limited supply, £125. If you want to buy, was it 10,000 to 100k? Sorry, right. So this is on. If you can see at the top, it says the Nazara.shop. This is what you can buy. And this is what they're spreading on Telegram. A lot of this stuff's happening, selling these notes of different varieties, and it's £125. Yeah, for 100,000.
Hey, can you explain right quick, because a lot of my chat didn't understand, but like how they think these are basically worthless now, but they think they're going to be equal one for $1 eventually, right? When they reevaluate.
They think it's going to be way more. Go on then.
No. They think literally RV means that we're going to revalue these notes as one for one. So one dong will be £1 or $1. You know, €1 will be £1 or $1. This is an insane way to look at it. And if this was the case with this, what a great deal. You know, 100,000 Bolivian, Venezuelan, whatever they are, right, for £125. The thing is, though, just like the cufflinks, you know, all you have to do is go on eBay. And as soon as you go on eBay, you know, you can find out quite a lot. This video is lagging as well as we are lagging harshly. It's not even shown it, has it? It's not even shown it.
It's just kind of froze where it's at there.
Yeah, it's froze where it's at. So I wonder if I can remove from studio. So Will, if you could play, let me just check it out. Sorry guys, this is I thought I'd try that and be smart. You play number 4.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm pulling it up now.
So yeah, guys, I had to send all my videos. Last time I had no problem. I would upload I put my videos at the bottom of the chat, and then Tony would just flick them up. No problem. Some reason we're having problems streaming tonight.
Four's the one you didn't send me, right? You sent me one, 1, 2, 3, 5.
So let me just I'll chuck it on there one more time. We'll try one more time. I'll see if I can get to the shot on it.
Sure.
Tony or Will, if you can. Oh shit.
What you need?
Let me just chuck it on there for you. If you can, just chuck that on the screen, and I will try and get to the shot that just the one shot that I need. And no, it's going to freeze. So if you go on my Facebook, you will see the proof of this. Basically, those. Oh, there you go. Got it.
Well,
£3 on eBay for 50,000 of them. So that would mean £6 for 100,000 of these very rare, you know, notes. So £6. Although if you want to buy it from Charlie and Co, you can pay £125. It's up to you. £6 off eBay, £125 from the Nazara shop. Your choice, guys. That's where I was going with that one. I knew it was a short video, so I just wanted to. Americans, are you still there? You look frozen.
Yeah, we're good.
Check it, chat.
You're bored. You're bored of my stream.
Nope. Check it.
blatant.
Gotta
That's
check the
just
chat
blatant.
from my phone. I can't check it right in
That's
front of
just
me.
a blatant
That's why I like to
scam.
have it in front of me, because I could look like I'm paying attention as well. But I am.
So
I'm
basically,
hearing you.
yeah, I wish that would run more smoothly, but Justice, I think, got the idea there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the most. It's not. Yeah, it's just the most blatant scam. How are you gonna run that? That's mad.
Isn't it? Free doctor, was it? Free
I mean,
quid.
this is why we call him Dr. Charlie Fraud, isn't it? It's not just because he's a fraudulent doctor. He actually commits fraud on the regs. Mad.
On the rigs. On the regular.
On the regs.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I wanted to chuck that one in because it was a small clip with a small point, which we got across eventually, but we wanted to see whether that... Last time, like I say, I was able to chuck videos at the bottom. Tony was able to play them, and it was easy. So I had to chuck them all to Will. So, Will, you're in control. So... Will, if you can prepare number 3 for me, then. And what I will say about this is, I reported on Trump's cufflinks. If you guys haven't seen it, see my video, Charlie Ward, Dr. Fraud. And on that, he talks about how he's got these cufflinks gifted to him, and they were obviously from the president because they were in red. And I thought that was a joke, but I happen to have received, in fact. I spoke to Trump's team and I got through to the cleaning lady, and she happens to have got footage from the lady who's also in charge of his social, social media, and also through, IT, everything basically. The cleaning lady has fingers in all the pies. And so the cleaning lady from Trump's team said to me, I've actually got the actual footage from when Trump spoke to Charlie Ward about those cufflinks. So we'll play that now.
What is his name again? Chuck. Charlie Ward. Welcome aboard, Charlie Ward.
I'm not the Messiah. I'm just Charlie.
Charlie Ward. Greetings once again from Air Force One. As you know, I'm on Air Force One because I can be on Air Force One whenever I want to.
What a lovely gift. A presidential pair of cufflinks with Donald Trump's signature on the back.
Now, Charlie Ward, I don't understand what happened with the cufflinks. I understand there were some cufflinks. Maybe there was a misunderstanding. I don't believe you. I don't believe that the soldering iron was available. Enjoy the not handcuffs. He's not in. Enjoy the cufflinks. The cufflinks. I love a good set of cufflinks. I love French cuffs. I never see your arms. Charlie, I never actually see your arms. Is my earpiece talking in here?
These can't be bought. These are gifted. Because they're in red.
We just know the red. Red is your favorite color, isn't it? Isn't it your favorite color, Charlie? I hope we got those right.
Charlie Ward, then? Is it Charlie Ward, isn't it?
It's Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward. In it. In it is what my English friends love to say. They love to say. In it. They would love to give a gift. A special presidential tea bag for everyone, for all my British friends. They're like Charlie and Simon Barks. 9 cats, lovely cats. He must have the best cats.
The thing is the deep state and the cabal are watching my show to get their intel because they're up against a wall of silence over there. 95% of the world will be panicking because they don't know what's going on. But for the 5% that are following me, great.
No, Charlie. You're fired. You're fired, Charlie. Charles. Charlie, Doctor Charlie. Charlie, Doctor Charlie. You're fired. Fired. Absolutely. Terminated. Please leave the office. Jump off the wing of the plane. Walk the plank. Whatever it is that you choose to do. We need you to go. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for your service. We won't be needing you anymore. Can we get those cufflinks back? Those special cufflinks? We didn't send him the good ones, really, did we? Please, somebody tell me we didn't send him the good ones.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, my goodness. We didn't send him the good ones. Thank you. because you actually are a very good friend, Charlie. A very good friend. Who is this? Who are we talking about here?
That was pretty good.
Oh, jeez.
Fantastic. Thank you so much once again to the Bearded Trump for coming in and doing that for us.
My God.
And Tony, unfortunately, again, we can't share who the actor was, but he's a very good fan of ours.
Fantastic.
And,
He's buying me a set of legs.
I'm telling you, I don't. Who actor? That's Bearded Trump, bro. He was on Air Force One very clearly, and I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna move right along to the next story here. Oh my gosh, we've covered everybody. All right, I'm gonna jump on.
No, we
this
haven't.
real
We haven't. You've
Oh,
literally
you're not
given
done.
me.
You've
literally given me like 5 minutes.
Sorry.
So next, if you could load up number 5, Will.
Number 5. Yeah, just a second.
Sorry, that was 8 minutes. I apologize.
8 minutes.
My bad.
Yeah, thanks. Out of 20. So here we go. So what we got here? We took a vote. So you can play it, Will. We took a vote, and like we did last time, but this time 80 people responded to this vote, and we asked 4 questions across 3 platforms: YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And these were the questions. The question 1: who is the biggest grifter financially in the truth community? And no surprise, nearly all of those 80 people voted for the winner, who was Charlie Ward. You can pause it there, please, Will. Charlie Ward. Well done, Charlie. Well done. Well done. Congratulations for winning the biggest financial grifter in the truth community. The Goldfather, Charlie Ward. So, before I give my opinion, guys, what do you think of him winning this accolade?
For sure. He's been around long enough and making
well
money
deserved.
Off of it.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Congratulations, Charlie. We want to congratulate you, Charlie.
Well done to him, man. I mean, he was grifting hard before he even had any kind of viewership, you know.
Yeah, he really worked for this, for sure.
He smashed it.
So, yeah, I mean, I think nearly every single person, 80 people voted. I think, without having to go into the figures and statistics, nearly every single person. There was
This is a clear-cut winner.
It was absolutely. I've got the seconds to all the other questions. This one, we didn't even have a second. We had a few names chucked in, but near enough, the whole of the 80 people agreed that Charlie Ward should be the winner of this.
So you're saying a landslide from your...
More than a landslide, literally.
The thing is, he's made his figures and that's so obvious. He made the push to move over to his website and deletion of his own content so blatant. Then he made the subscription and the fee for the subscription so blatant, and also how many people have subscribed roughly. So yeah, we know he's raking it in. Well done, Charlie.
Absolutely. And if you put it this way, right? Okay, so if he has got, as he says, 55,000 people in his insider club at €11 per month, so that's 55,000 times €11 per month. We're talking over 560. We're talking over €500,000 per month. Over 560,000 euros per month, and that is just off his insiders club. That's not including merchandising, sponsorship, all this whole networking. We are
his actual job.
Or his actual job being the director of quantum finance. All this stuff, right? So literally on that, let's forget about all of the other fingers in pies. We're talking 560k per month. Guys, we're talking over 500,000 per month for carrying on with the narrative. So now, if you put it in that perspective, can you see how a grift could be so important to keep kicking the can down the road? And speaking of kicking the can down, all you have to do with kicking the can down the road is say, well, I know I was wrong on this, but the deep state told me. No, hang on. I know I was wrong on this, but we had to throw off the deep state. We had to throw off the deep state. So I am intentionally fed disinformation. Whenever I am wrong,
they were using me.
That was on purpose. Whenever I'm wrong, that was on purpose. Yeah. And, all of these other old chestnuts that he gives. So all he has to do is keep kicking the can down the road to earn over $500,000 per month. You know, these people will do that. These people will do that for $500,000 a month. All they have to do is to see people. What will happen when push comes to shove, when all the blows happen? They can disappear. They're a multi-millionaire. And that is what's going to happen. And we're going to see, as I said earlier, we're going to see a change over the next couple of months where everyone else realizes, hang on, he had us hanging on this, like all these other things. He had us hanging on this for months, kicking the can down the road. And talking of kicking the can down the road, if you could press play, Will.
Yes.
Talking of kicking the can down the road, what about Mental March?
Well, 1st of March. This is going to be Mental March.
Pause, Will, please.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Mental March. We're not in March anymore. We're in April. What happened in Mental March? Well, apart from obviously the evergreen container, which nothing happened with that as far as mainstream media goes. But he wasn't even referring to that when he was talking about Mental March. He was talking about stuff happening behind the scenes, arrests happening, quantum financial system stuff going on. And, when he talked to the cleaning lady, very vital part of his intel, the cleaning lady said, beginning of March will be the quantum financial system. We're beginning of March now, so we should be seeing this. And we've got more to show. So, Will, press play.
Here we go.
This is from the Alethea Project. Big shout out.
Big shout out. This week is a very, very important week because the official documentation was signed off in The Hague at the World Court for the revaluation, the reset, and the quantum financial system. So that's all been signed off to happen before the 1st of April. So they've been told to push ahead, and Donald Trump has agreed to do that.
Okay.
Oh,
and for those people that have got notes, Dinar Dong,
here we go.
Whatever you've got, we'll do one program just on that and how to redeem them, redemption centers, process, protocols, everything.
He'll tell you what to do.
And we will make you an offer that you can come into one pot.
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
We will do everything for you. You'll just have to fill out your client information sheet. We'll provide you with.
Give us all your financial information
so that you all get paid out together, and then you
send
get
us
paid
in
out
all of
into
your
a quantum
cash
bank account. So you'll automatically get a quantum bank account.
Wow!
If you've got if you come into one of our pots, so it will just make life easier for everybody.
Life would be so much easier if you send all your cash into Charlie,
debit card, etc.
Mother's maiden name.
With. So
all of that information.
Yeah, it's mega exciting.
But
just let me be the guinea pig, so that if there's any hiccups, I take the brunt rather than anybody else. I'm quite happy to be a pioneer.
Nah, you'll be gone, mate. You'll be gone. Let's pause it there, Will.
Okay.
So guys, I just wanted to give you guys a chance to comment on that before we went on to the next question.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's taking everybody's financial information. Well, it's no crazier than I've got two grifters who decided that since the U.S. is going to be no more, they distributed their. One guy gave out his Social Security card number, front and back. He showed it on camera, and then the next night he showed his whole family's birth certificates, including his daughter's. So I'm sure they've got a bunch of credit cards in that guy's name already.
Yeah. Anyone else before we move on?
Yeah, now people have to remember, like, this is a guy that's threatened Rice TV, Rice Crypto. He's threatened them two girls. He's threatened all four of us. That's about 8 people. Do you know what I mean? Plus the people that he hangs around with that have made threats against us. And he wants your financial information, which, if he has the connections that you believe he does, you know what I mean? I don't know what kind of people would go along with doing that, but
it's shocking. It's just, I mean, like I said, in 2 months' time, please, guys, do not send in all of your notes to him. Do not fill in forms giving him all of your financial information. It's just a warning. We may be wrong. He may be the god of the universe and the quantum financial money across globally. There's a slim chance. However,
no, there are objective facts here, isn't it? You know what I mean? absolutely zero chance we are wrong, man. This dude is Dr. Fraud.
Exactly. Okay. I was saying that sarcastically.
Yeah.
You know, guys, like, do not send in your financial information to anyone, let alone some guy online that has 30 reasons for a start that we've highlighted, you know, not to trust this guy, which are very valid reasons. And it's not speculation. These are facts and evidence. And then you've got all this other stuff, including him saying that he's going to turn up at people's doorsteps or talking about what he has said. You know, guys, you can see through him, I'm sure. Like, you know, even if you're holding out a hope for some sort of Jazara, you know, do not send this guy your money and your financial information. At least hold off for a while to see whether we're right about this, because I can guarantee you now, you know, I would echo what anyone has ever said about financial advice, and Charlie is not qualified to give financial advice. Do not give people your personal and financial information. Just do not do it. Anyway, has anyone got anything else to say before we move on to question 2?
What?
Let's do it. Hit it.
Go ahead. Question 2. Can we guess?
All right, let's guess. Tony, what's your guess?
All right.
Who's the biggest grifter nut job in the truth community?
I'm gonna have to go with Jason Q.
Okay, fair play. Will?
Yeah, it doesn't say meth head, so I'm gonna go with Tom Numbers.
Okay. What would you say, Tiz?
I reckon our peoples then might have said Gregory Hallett, you know.
Okay, for me, I would love to have said Gregory Hallett, but I would probably have guessed this just due to the amount of people that now follow us that wasn't following us our whole journey. And I would have said the answer, and I'm not just pretending that I would, knowing the answer. Let's play, Will. Let's see who is.
Yeah.
Who's winner. All right, I might have said Gregory Hallett.
That is playing. Oh, Simon Parks. I didn't think about it. I didn't even think about it.
Caught us all off guard.
Stop it there,
Simon.
Some of the guys in chat got it.
That's not playing fair.
Of course, that's fair, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, no, definitely wins
like
it.
5G bioshield, but also, you know, he's had sex with cat aliens. He's got cat alien children. You know, and again, you know, I will say, you know, I'm not got the same. We've all got different opinions in this panel as well. We've got some same opinions, but yeah, you know, I believe that sort of stuff, not necessarily sex with cat aliens and cat alien children, but I believe that contact could have happened. But this guy, you know, his story, especially when he's had such traumatic upbringing, his story of you know, being neglected by his parents and his mother, and then having a secondary cat alien mother, you know, it's very questionable. And not only that, he has been grifting. He has been selling fake 5G bioshields, and he has been telling you stuff like, you know, Trump's going to be inaugurated. We're going to have mainstream media blackouts, which have not come true. Just like all the rest of the grifters.
Not only does he sell the 5G the flash drive, but the cap that protects the USB port is the portable version. You leave the plug-in one at your house and the protective cap you carry in your pocket while you travel around, and it protects you out and about.
Bullshit. Sorry.
You
anyway,
want to play it?
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at
Let's keep it moving.
Next question. Next question was, who was the worst at their job in the truth community? Are we going to do a vote on this?
Boom, bam, it's Tom Numbers. I don't even
You know it's Tom Numbers, isn't it? Surely.
Is that who it is?
Who do you reckon it is? No, I can't even remember.
I don't know. I don't know who they'd vote for the rest.
He actually has.
Maybe Tom. He's back.
He actually has a practice, though, innit? Most of these other people just spout, you know, various premonitions or whatever. You know, this is going to happen on this day.
Yeah.
This might happen. Blackouts.
But
right.
none of them's been right.
Yeah, but
that's true.
Who is the worst at doing this?
Yeah, now come on, run it.
It's got. Yeah, you're right, Justice. It's got to be Tom Numbers. It's like
probably Tom.
Simply, go on, press play.
Yeah,
it's got to be. I mean, he's the way he's. Yeah, there you go.
My God.
The winner. If you can pause it here, Will.
Yeah.
The winner is Tom Numbers Bushnell, or as in this, Paul Jackman has put this together. I've not included the whole thing. Tom Numbers Bushnell as the Riddler from Batman.
AKA Tom Blunder's numbers.
Tom Blunder's numbers. I mean, come on, man. It's just so bad. And as Justice easily points out, there's no cipher there. A is 1, B is 2. There's no code there.
Yeah,
this guy is particularly bad. I've got a case study here. Has anyone got anything else to say on this before I move on to it?
No, it's terrible. Let's move.
Let's move on.
It's terrible. I just hate it.
Be sure to pause on each. You'll see what I mean. Carry on.
Yeah, gotcha. Let's see here.
Oh man, I didn't remove the Viva cut thing in the top corner. Case study on Tom Numbers. Right, pause here. So my part. So this is a basically a lot of people contact me saying that these guys grifted me, and this was something I was sent in about Tom Numbers, which I was meaning to share. It was done after Griftbusters 1, actually. Someone had seen what we've done and gone, you know what? I've got something, we were grifted. And it was by Tom Numbers. Here you go. So here's what he said to me about his experience with his other half. My partner was taken in by Tom Numbers' interview with Mark Atwood or Al Pisoni around 2 months ago. She then contacted Numbers via his email address he shared on his YouTube account on the 4th of February. Emails were exchanged, which culminated with her paying £270 to T. Bushnell in exchange for a 1-hour Zoom call. During this call, he offered his patter or teachings. Next slide, Will.
Did Tom Numbers reference it as patter?
No. So pause, Will, please. So this guy who had messaged me, his other half had fallen into this, and he'd been very skeptical. She had done this, and as I will explain, she was upset by the results, and he had taken it upon himself to go, you know what, we'll reach out to these guys because these guys are helping people that are in the same situation as my other half. So he didn't believe in Tom Numbers. He thought it was a load of tosh. But his other half did, and he supported her. And then, it didn't go the way she wanted to. And, he was like, you know what, let's talk to the guys that are exposing these grifters. So anyway, the next bit that he says is he had also offered 2 and 3 hour chats by email, which she avoided, thank God. After the event, she felt ripped off because this hour was only specific to her questions for 30 minutes. When he started his Trump spiel, and she had tried to put him back to her questions. He persisted with his numbers on Trump, Melania, and London monuments, which he's already been banging on about in the roundtables, etc. He always speaks the same stuff. So basically, he had agreed for £270, was it? He had agreed to give this lady a private reading specific to her. They went on for about 30 minutes regarding her own private circumstance. And then he was like, right, now it's time to switch on the script. And he went through all the stuff that he talks about in normal videos. And she was trying to bring him back. Like, but hang on, what about my situation? The situation I'm paying you £270 for. And he's like, yeah, but Trump and his wife, Melania, adds up to no. And she's like, no, what about my situation? And he's like, well, if you look at the London Bridge, it adds up to, and she's like, yeah, but what about me? 270 quid. That talks about me. Yeah, but when you look at Trump and his wife, and
is this based on the fact that he's called his thing the Psych Club? So she's kind of it's on the basis that he has some sort of psychic abilities attached to this numerological anomalies.
What they're really saying is
because he's offering a personal service here, isn't it? Like essentially, like she's disappointed because it wasn't personal for the whole time.
He's trying his hardest for so many minutes, and he's like, "Oh shit, I've got the rest of the hour." And what I will do is I will refer to my script and all the stuff that I've said in my recent videos. Yeah, so the London monuments. Yeah, so Melania, Trump's wife. Yeah, so Gregory Hallett adds up to. Yeah, so and that's all he's doing. 270 quid, grifter. Anyway,
That's
carry on.
$380 US.
Big time money. A lot of money.
Yeah, it is to
Carry
me.
on. There's another. Right. Okay. So pause. To be honest, she hasn't got this sort of disposable money and was made to feel quite embarrassed to refuse going through with the payment after all the emails, after all the emailed sales chat. We never got a refund. Yeah, bad stuff.
I mean, well,
is there?
Yeah, you're not gonna get a refund, are you, from these people? You know, not gonna.
Yeah, no, they're in it to keep
a lot
it.
of people I know certainly did it. I got a lot of DMs about that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in it. They're in it to keep it for sure. That's how they're making a living. Just like when I covered Scott McKay, he said, "I don't make a dime from any of this." Or another guy we cover says, I do all this for free and I put my business on hold." But then they're reporting earnings of like $30,000 a month in donations. Like, come on, like that's not free just because YouTube or Facebook isn't paying you.
So let's go to question 4.
All right, here we go.
Who should we look into next? So, guys, this is like pause right there, please, Will. This is the question we asked. It doesn't necessarily mean this person is grifter. It means who do people want us to look into, us four to look into next. And just the mere fact that people were voting for this person means that most likely we're going to find some grifts there. And I will try not to comment too much, and I'll leave it for the next time on this person. I know who the answer is. So, any guesses before we go?
I have no idea who they suggest next. My chat always comes up with people.
Right. Okay. Well,
I got a list already.
This person was an overwhelming vote. So let's go for it.
All right, here we go. Uh-oh. I thought I didn't turn it on. There it goes. Sasha
The winner
Stone.
was Sasha Stone. And we've been sending a lot of information. And this guy has also said that he's preparing, he's preparing to sue all these people that are talking out about him. Of course, he wants, freedom of speech platforms.
Didn't he also speak on us or you or someone about suing or something? And why does he have my wife's shirt on?
If he should get sued for that T-shirt, mate.
Mate, you should get sued for those arms. What is he on?
Oh, I thought that was part of the chair. That is his arms.
What is his arms?
Holding up the backrest.
He looks mad scared in this photo. He looks mad scared in this photo. Like some big dude just come and ripped his collar. Just pulled, man.
How deep?
Pulled off half his shirt.
Stop Christian.
How deep does the V-neck go?
Charlie, that's what Lee Dawson and Dave Mahoney do when they turn up at your door, bro. That's how you look.
Press play, Will.
Sorry.
Sasha Stone. We will look into him. We've got more to come on that. And he's already threatened, and he was already threatening us, and we haven't even talked about him yet. In a way, he was talking to Charlie Ward about how all these people are going to be involved in this big lawsuit he's planning. So this last bit, if you pause that there, Will, talking about kicking the can down the road. He'd also said, "Watch this space." Basically, stuff in the next 18 months now is going to get real. So now it's 18. It's an 18-month period. Eventually, it's going to be stuff by 2024.
Yeah, there's another election coming. I told you guys he would run for office again.
These guys are unreal. What they're saying. That's it, I think, for that one.
Pull that one down.
So I've got more, but I was going to save it to the end, Tony. And if we have time.
Well, no, go for it. Go for
we'll
it. Whatever you have, take it.
You sure?
Yep.
All right. So Will, if you could load up. Well, how much time have we got?
We're already 20 over what we wanted to do.
So shall we close it up?
We could just keep going. So just.
I'm happy to keep going, Tony. Am I happy to
go for it? Stone looks like a DMT taker.
All right, well, let's go for number 7 then. If you've got all the time in the world, let's keep doing it because I don't mind.
Mine's not going to take too long at all. So go for it.
Let's fit as much as we can into this stream. Why not? At the end of the day.
Let me find 7 right quick.
Should be wanting to keep watching this by now.
I think this is 7, correct?
So yeah, stop here. So this is a quick, and this might be very trippy for people. This is a very quick and sped up version. A couple of the guys in our community, we're going to give a big shout out. So, Tony, can you tell us about the purple? Hang on a minute. What are we doing? Purple goats? We talked about purple hearts already.
Purple goats.
What about purple goats?
Man, okay.
The goat awards.
So
You gave it a color. I thought it was a golden goat.
the goat award.
Yeah.
Right, well, a bit of a mix up here. So look, we should do something. We should do something where we give a medal of honor, not a purple heart, because that would be very disrespectful.
Oh no, the grifter goat. That's what it was. The grifter goat.
Yeah. I know what you're saying now. I'm an idiot.
Something like that.
So we need to give some sort of medal for those people that are doing, are fighting on the front lines, as it were. And I'm not going to compare this. Will, to any sort of purple heart. But we need to give some sort of medal to people who are champions out there. And I think the elite
Buster goat. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
The Grift Buster goat. And I think you guys, we'll sort out a graphic for this next time. But I think you guys will all agree that the Alethea project has done a lot.
Sure.
In our 2 episodes, they deserve big shouts to them, and also big shouts to Mr. Bozo Head, and also No Ordinary Life 7.
That's right. 3 golden Grift Buster Goat awards this week.
3. We'll give out 3, and then we'll try and give 1 a week, perhaps. After this. But, we'll sort out some graphic for this.
I mean, we have to have some. We have to put something up on those shelves that we made for this. So we've got to have 3 to start.
They all deserve it. To be fair. And
if you people are not following them on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, then make sure that you are. If you're in the chat and you're not following them already, then make sure you go and do that, innit? Because
drop your links. They're there.
Yeah.
We're going to put them in the description. That's the Alethea project, or at Pro Alethea on Twitter. That is No Ordinary Life 7 on YouTube. That is Mr. Bozo Head, all one word on YouTube.
That's Mr. Bozo Head to you. I know you said Mr., but I just like to say that.
Now, guys, No Ordinary Life 7 and Mr. Bozo Head, they did a challenge, a face-off challenge. I'm not going to explain exactly what it is. You'll get that through watching this video. You might be disturbed. A pre-warning to you. I'll sped it up a little bit. It's sped up, number 1, just to speed it up, and number 2, because we don't want to get caught by any copyright rights with the music. But go and watch the full version on their channels. It is a laugh. But here you go. Here's a short version. Well, if you could load up number 7.
Fair use.
Sure.
Yeah, well, alteration. Here you go. Here's the replay challenge. Mr. Bozo Head versus No Ordinary Life.
Uh-oh. And it's the top of the pops. Oh no!
God. Oh my God!
Mr. Bozo Head has the head at the top. No Ordinary Life has no head.
Oh, the fish. Oh.
Oh
no!
Charlie, no!
Oh, Charlie! Charlie, look at his luxurious locks.
Is that Nick Van Eminem?
Yes.
Oh my God! Charlie went out at the club.
Oh
no! That's too good.
Charlie would do the thickums. He likes the thickums.
Look at that! Oh man, that's amazing.
Don't be hurt. He's hurt.
Don't be
hurt. Gary Glitter. Want to be a market?
Oh my goodness.
Well done.
It's very good. Very good.
Wait, No Ordinary. You did on different.
Oh my God, the banana hammock.
Mr. Bozo.
That's hilarious. Oh,
look at that! You see that?
Wow. Don't be hurt.
Snowy.
Look at Nick.
Oh my God. Come in, my man. Come in.
Oh no!
Oh no!
They put him in blackface too.
Wow! Oh my God!
Oh Mr. Bean.
jeez.
Charlie's Mr. Bean.
Oh no, this is
I like
awesome.
Sadie the cleaning lady. Mr. Bozo's on.
Oh no,
Wow.
Simon's on.
it looks good. Was that the
This is
reface
so
app? That looks
disturbing.
good. God, that looks so good.
This is so disturbing.
Oh my God. Was that?
Oh shit. Oh God.
Feels so hurt. Think about it now.
Cleaning lady.
Oh my God.
Oh no, those legs.
Oh, this is what?
This is unreal.
It's
I saw this
disturbing.
already, but
It
this
is
is
very
great.
disturbing.
Wow.
Okay, guys, look, these guys did this for fun. Please go and visit Mr. Bozo Head, all one word, on YouTube, or No Ordinary Life 7. They both did it for fun, so we won't do an actual vote. But guys, put in the chat, who do you think won that, if you can? But thank you for
Oh
voting.
God, that was good.
Check out their channel.
Wow.
Well, they deserve.
Round robins on that one. Wow. Thank you so much, Em, for the weekly coverage, for the videos. Everybody who won the Grift Buster Golden Goat. Thank you so much.
That was
So-
good. I really enjoyed
That was
that.
amazing. All right, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yes, for sure. I mean, putting this stuff together, and you know what the best part about it is that they're all going to watch this.
Mhm.
They're all going to watch this,
I'm
and
sure
they're all
at
going to
least
see
Mr.
this,
Bozo
and
Head's in the
that's
chat.
So now we really everybody's got the full on opinion here. I guess we got one more to go. All right.
That's it.
I'm going to tap in with just a quick entry here because next week I'm going to be covering. I'm going to do 107 next week. This week I'm going to cover something that came up. I was going to do 107 this week, but something came up that let's just say it came to my attention much more readily. But you know what?
Hey, I've got the if
you
you're
know what?
doing
I
what I
got
think
this.
you're doing, I've got the guest picture if you want to see it. Guess who this
It's got as
grifter
long
is?
as you guys want, I think, because I think
Okay.
I was the guy that was putting time restraints on it. But let's go for it. We've got so much to share.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's start with screw it. Then I'll do.
Let's
a
do it
little,
all. Do it all,
yeah.
Tony. Do it
All right. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm good to go. That's it.
All right, I'm ready. All right.
All right,
Let's do
Charlie.
this.
You enjoy your Charlie.
Let's do this. All right. So here, have a little Charlie.
That's gonna haunt you, man.
So here we go. I'm going to share a couple screens here, and we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this now. All right. So I'm going to go first. We're going to start with a guy by the name of 107. So let's look into this gentleman right here. 107, as you know, has been involved with several of our usual suspects, if you will. Everyone from, Charlie, Mel, they all went to Vegas together. 107 was apparently a big part of that. But what I want to do is I want to go onto this video and show you a little more of who we think he may be. And obviously this is in, what is this? Is this BitChute again? It's BitChute.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's BitChute. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to switch up the frame here. Let that load up.
Go ahead. Yeah, it for some reason, if you leave it idle, it BitChute's horrible. BitChute's so horrible. Yeah.
There we go.
Refresh it, it works.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Let's get into Mr. 107, the mystery man, the man behind the boots. He's the guy
The names
that you've grown to love. And he's just another one of these guys. I do have another screen to share while that one loads, and that's okay. So, see, this is how we do this stuff live. We're used to it. We're used to screens not
especially with
loading.
BitChute.
And all stuff. So that's okay. We'll just stop that one. I'm going to get into another screen share about Mr. O'Savin. Now, what we can tell about Mr. Spider-Man here. All right. So here we have some names here. All right. So this is what we got. Juan 07, aka Wayne Ronald Willett. Now, this is a fictional character that we're talking about. Juan 07 is fictional. And whoever is Juan 07, this is all public information. These are on other people's sites, so these are already out there. So this is not something that we have originated. These are things that I get sent to me from viewers to really sort of suss out some of these fraudulent individuals. And we're going to let this spin a little more and change my screen again so we can get over to the other one. I don't know. I'm having some trouble with this other screen here.
Interesting. I'm not too familiar with
Juan 07. Okay, well, Juan 07 is take it.
I was just going to ask, like, obviously, you say the name is clearly fictional.
Yeah.
Does it represent 107? Is it like a an adaptation?
Well, you know, that's what a lot of people are saying. That's what they call him, sort of in a nickname sort of sense. But we're going to see here is some footage from a internet podcast, radio show, whatever they called it. Now, 107 has also been, they've sort of clued us to the fact that he could possibly be. This is very funny. Sorry, I got to load it again. This is very funny. This is happening, actually. 107's on the other side, and he doesn't want us to know the truth. So with Juan here, he's the guy who comes on in the boots. He's the one who's got all the secret, data. He's got all the insight. But basically what he just does is he essentially just comes on, and I've seen, high school coaches that could come on and say, what he says. He really makes no point. He draws a lot from literature and sort of is just like, what some people would think is a pretty decent storyteller.
He's got a A-team around him.
So here's here's some of the
best, and it's gonna go
footage
well.
that we got.
I think the Saudis are going
about him checking in when he used to call himself W on this RMR Rogue News podcast.
They're not equipped.
Okay, that was a spinoff from the Phil McConnell show.
Say again?
Mentality to deal
if you guys have ever seen the Phil McConnell show, that was a spinoff. When he went to Rogue News, that was a falling out with Phil McConnell, and Phil McConnell went to prison.
Oh, wow.
Prince,
see, so now we've got Mr. Senor O'Savin. All right.
The man without a face has a face.
Thank you so much, my man.
There's the face.
For joining us, bro. I know we have technical difficulties. I would love to have you back on and do a whole hour show with you, man. You're a wellspring of knowledge.
No, he's not talking about 107 right now. He's just prepping 107 to come on for the interview. And what I want you to listen to is what he says when he first comes on.
For this week.
Definitely. Pencil me in, and I'll be here with bells on.
You got it. Thank you so much, man. Have a great day. Don't drink too much on Obama Day. Enjoy the weekend, bro.
All right, you too. Take care.
Take care, buddy. Thank you. Bye-bye. In the meantime, we have the what looks like upon the screen looks like some sort of a car's visor or windscreen. I'm looking at. I see a rear view mirror. That is a signal that the not one and only I see leather is probably in the Jaguar. I don't know if he's in the Jaguar or what sort of.
He's lucky to be alive.
Now, has everybody heard anything before from 107? Lots of people have heard his voice. Right, so what I'm going to do is
seen his boots,
or seen his boots. Very true, very true. So what I want to do here is first, as we get this going, all right, I want to bring him up with. Let's bring him up with Robert David Steele. They got a real bromance going, these two.
Mr. Ryder, yes.
Okay. So what I want to do here is do a little voice comparison for you guys.
All right. We can do that.
Let's go.
What's
Sadie.
Is a bit shoot loading or not? Oh, there it goes.
Considered for inclusion in each of the movies. So let me start with the first question.
Now I want y'all to listen to his voice.
In a nutshell, if you had to talk to the public about the election fraud that took place in election 2020, what's your view on what happened, how we
And Robert David Steele has his own views about whatever he has views on. I do not share the views that he has.
Cyber Pearl Harbor that occurred against America, war by another
Juan
means
O'Savin's voice
to place someone in control or group in control via their proxy, via their puppet. This was coordinated and operated offshore outside the United States, but with collusion.
Okay. Now you have heard a little sample of his voice. Am I correct, everybody? Have you kind of got the gist? All right. So now what I ingrained into you, I mean, is really like a voice, you know, a voice that you cannot, you know, forget. All right.
Yeah. So very distinct.
Let's go back to this one. And now you're going to hear him speak here.
I'm not exactly sure. But the intelligence extraordinaire W is here. He has dodged the Predator drones. He has evaded the Reaper drones. And he has evaded the Terminators.
Listen to the story he tells.
Hey, man, happy Obama Day, bro.
No Obama.
No more Obama. Love it. I've been drinking a lot of cheap champagne. CJ's knocking back to tequila. I don't even know if CJ doesn't even know where he is anymore.
Here it is.
He's so far gone. But welcome aboard, buddy.
I'm a Scotch on the rocks kid, but I will tell you this.
God, that sounds pretty similar.
He's got a very throaty kind of a gargly undertone going on.
It sounds like he smoked a little bit and aged a little bit, but it's the same dude.
Yes, and no doubt from all the traveling he's done, all the speaking, his voice would be a little more gravelly because he's now speaking a lot more. However, let's just go back here a little bit and listen to the story that he tells.
An Obama drone in the last 24 hours tried to do a Breitbart on my car. It was horrible. No, I'm not kidding you.
An Obama drone tried to do a Breitbart on his car. Now, as
a drone came after him.
A drone came after him. That is the story. So, you know, he's got this here. We've got, you know, the court cases. This is really somebody who, when we look at him a little more deeply, it turns out that it is a very good possibility that he is not somebody who has all this secret intel. He is not somebody who has any kind of contacts. Anybody who is going along with Juan's stories are just as batty as those going along with Charlie's. From the reports, he is allegedly a insurance investigator from Washington who has been accused of some very unsavory things. And these are only accusations, but allegedly he was accused of some inappropriate behavior with children, which is what I have seen in a report that was sent to me. I do not know whether that is true or not, but something that should be looked into and asked about.
Wow.
Because if all the human trafficking people are kissing this guy's ass without knowing who he is or without knowing what his past is, like they usually do, they just jump on the wiener and start a riding. So, you know, here we have just another case of that. This guy doesn't even, he's clearly saying a fake name and he has no face. If I recall correctly, did Charlie not say something about M not even having a face?
If you don't have no name or no face, I don't respect your opinion. Although
okay,
I went
so
on my face
okay, so now Charlie clearly also has made it clear that he does not respect 107 either.
Or Gene Decode.
Or GD code. And as far as 107 goes, I know you're going to be hearing this, buddy, but if you'd like to come on our show, Charlie, if you would like to come on our show, Dave, any of the people that we list here today,
Gene Decode.
anytime we listed
Or Jim Fetzer.
last week,
Tom
or
Numbers.
yeah, any of the guys that we have listed last week or in any episode, feel free to come on anytime and let us ask the questions that we have of you. Don't threaten to dox us. And I will tell you right now, do not threaten to come to my door. I will tell you that would be probably the last mistake you'll make. Okay? So don't make that the last mistake you make, allegedly in a video game, which is what I like to play because I live in a world of video games. Allegedly. Hypothetically. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my next one. See, we just had to do a little bit on 107 there because you really got to look into him. He's somebody who is selling books now. A book that was apparently, from what I was given in a report, I did not look any further than the listing of the book. But again, allegedly, one of the co-authors is JFK Jr. of his book, which he publishes from a private publishing company. So that's why the book is able to get through, because a normal, legitimate publishing company would never put out a book like that was co-authored by JFK freaking Jr. Okay? Now.
Okay, so hey, does it not blow your mind that a lot of these guys end up the same thing? The accusations they're throwing out is what they're guilty of. Like,
Right.
let's save the children. Oh, I found one the other day that is a big Q Save the Children's guy. And when he was 25, he was sleeping with a 15-year-old as a real estate agent in vacant houses he was selling. Like, and he's like, we got to get the kids away from the Democrats.
Yeah, but this is it.
We got to get them away from these empty houses.
This is why these charities and things though are involved in these things, because what's the best way for these predators to get close to children? It's to go and save them. Yeah, it's just classic tactics. So yeah, these are the most people to watch out for when it comes to that. 100%.
Right. For sure.
Okay, so the other day I was sent a message that I want to share with everybody. All right, I'm getting just this right here. I just wanted to show you real quick. I've got somebody on Patreon who is doing some analytical work on the actual numbers. He goes a little bit deeper than just your regular, basic web analysis type of things. He is going to be giving us who's got the bots, where are the bots, and as you can see, just from a little thing he came. Keep in mind, as well as someone who was alleged to have over 11 million followers, we're talking about Charlie, on this website counter, which he also confirms as fake, as No Ordinary Life 7 did for us as well, but somehow only 5K on IG, with 36% of those followers suspicious or questionable. So now we could start to show truly across other platforms what is happening. Hey, Charlie. Oh, guess who's gonna be
We're on to you, Charlie.
Guess who's gonna be pooping their pants, Charlie?
Yeah, exactly. You're right, Tony.
So so there's some of that. I
He
got
already
a
is.
So let's go on a little further. I have a letter. See, I didn't note these very well. I didn't organize them. And is this the right one? Yes. Okay, so I received a note from Melody Krell.
Mel Krell.
Who is known as Mel K. Melody Krell. Melody Krell. So she sent me a note that had some terms in
What's
it.
that
And
smell, Mel Krell?
and she had some terms in it.
Sorry.
Don't make me mute you.
Sorry,
All right.
Tony.
I'm in the middle of this. Is a good one. Okay, so let me try and find the other screen because I'm being so distracted by these hooligans, these football hooligans with their jerseys throwing bottles at each other at the game.
If it's not
All right, Hawking.
blame Mel
Just getting you
Crown.
back for the last episode, that's all.
All right, so here we go. I'm trying to find the right one. Oh, it's all the way on the other way. Okay, now I get it. Now, Mel Krell. Just getting my shit together. She sent me a message from a company from something that was connected to her. So this is kind of like my response to her. She sent me an email from her company website, or I'm sorry, Instagram in Florida. I'm not going to put that up there because I don't want any. I seek for nobody to get harassed by this at all or bothered. I want nobody to report anything on my behalf ever or do anything like that. However, she invited me onto her show. Okay, so I said I certainly did not use, but she said, you can come on and call me a loser, a liar, a blah, blah, blah. This is a day that I had. And the day that she's talking about is, let me just share another quick screen here. What we found from Miss Melody, and all of this is public, by the way. This is all public information. We are not here to humiliate anybody, but what we are here to do is to show the truth about who people really are. And that's kind of what we do. When you are going on talking about God every day, that you have this holier than thou attitude and you don't share any of your past experiences, and you come across as somebody who puts up a fake resume that we reviewed. It's a fake resume. Aletheia Project confirmed some of these things. You are not on Writers Guild as a screenwriter. You have no credits as a screenwriter on the Writers Guild. I don't know. There was one little clip that I have, and I'm going to share with you really quickly. But first, I just want you all to see just a very brief screenshot of some of the screenshots of here. You can see at the top, there's her name right there, Melody Krell. This is a scene that she claims that she was, assaulted in this scene somehow, when you need to sign a contract and a release, and you know exactly what's going on in these types of projects before you get involved in them. This is also something that I'm not sure, she said she was assaulted on the soundstage. I do not know. That is alleged. I don't know what she's talking about, and I don't know why this has remained private from her for so long. It is public for anyone to search for. So, right?
What the hell, Malcro?
Now, and this is the one who goes against Pornhub and said, to me, there's nothing wrong with her doing something like that. There's no shame in that. But if you have done something like that, then wouldn't you be considered a little more of an authority on something like Pornhub? Am I right?
It's
just for sure. She's. Go ahead.
Was that?
I just said again, it's just transparency, isn't it? That's the main issue here. Do you know what I mean? She could possibly have used this whole little story to her advantage, but instead, she's got this fat reel of things that she's done with 0 credits and 0 proof of it, and this weird little scene that she's tried to hide. Very strange.
Yeah, it is quite odd to try and hide something like this. I have a. Is this it? No, that's not it. Sorry, guys. Let me get to my other scene here. I kind of moved everything around.
You're good. Do you want, Tony, do you want this photo that we used on my show with the black bars?
Yeah.
Do you want to show it or no?
You can do that.
I'll grab it while you're doing that if you want to.
I'll find my, I'll find this tab that I'm looking for here.
Sure.
Because I was sent something
go to
quite
downloads.
Interesting that I'd seen before, but we have all kinds of folks, No Ordinary Life and all these cats that are coming in and sending us info, which is really great and helpful.
Well, maybe I've got it. Hold on. I said I'm going to have it for you, and then it doesn't look like I got it available right now. Hold on. I do. Hold on. It's a race, Tony. It's a race.
I know,
Whoever wins first.
Who gets here first? So yeah, I'm going to go to my messages. Now.
Oh, I guess because it's a still. Hold on. I've got to open it. That's what I'm not doing right. Because it's not a video. It's a still, and it's asked me to show a video photo.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to share it right now, Tony, if that's cool with you.
Yep.
Share screen, application window, photos. Now this has been edited here, so there is no nudity involved, just so everybody's aware. Let's go ahead and share that. So we played a game of Guess This Grifter. And it just so happens that Tony knew who it was the whole time. Guess that grifter. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but that was a pretty good photo there. She lined up perfect. Everything went well.
I know how to do this.
Oh,
right, keep that running just for a second, brother.
Sure,
right.
sure. This is too much to handle. Most of my chat guessed it pretty quick.
Who the krell is this?
That's what I said. I said something about her during the show, and I was like, if she's not this, then she was never in a porn either.
Who in the Criken krell? Who in the Mel krell is this?
Oh no, that does appear to be, judging by the credits, that does appear to be Mel K. Chat. That's right. You guessed it.
All right, here I found what I was looking for.
Sure, I'll take mine down.
There you go. Thanks, boys. So now what we were looking for and what most legitimate performers have is something called a reel. And her reel was in question. So we sort of took a look at that. And we're going to share that screen here because we found a little, we found something that she was actually clothed in for a project here. Fair use, obviously. We are going to be showing this, and this is from
it was a struggle though, right?
Reel.
It was a struggle to find something that was actually like not indecent, yeah.
Well, it was a struggle to find anything.
Oh no!
There she is. There she is, right in the middle there. She's right there.
Ready?
There you go.
Speech, and I didn't even think about layouts or stories, and I don't know what cover line or theme is right. Bravo!
Oh, yes. There you go. There it is. That's a stellar, stunning performance.
What a debut!
I'm telling you,
We will present this to corporate first thing Friday.
So look, this is just another, one in the series of grifters that we have gone through, and we may be having a little more technical glitches today, but we got through all the information, which is great. And am I glitching there too? All right.
You're good now.
There's your hat.
Okay. So again, another stellar week. I mean, in closing, we've seen a lot today, haven't we? We've gotten through a lot. In closing, we're going to have M go first here.
So yeah, it's just Tony. We got a little bit more time because we've got a few things, questions that we'd asked throughout the show that want to be asked to us. We got time, or you got to go? We'll end it.
This is how we'll finish it. We do a little Q&A. If you save them, let's do it.
So yeah, we've got fan art, but we can leave that if we've run out of time. And we've got 5 questions, 5 of the most.
We'll hit some fan art at the end, and we'll answer some questions. So we got a little time. We'll get to all of it.
So should we do fan art first?
I've got one right. Hey, real quick, I've got one that was specifically directed at Tony. I don't know why, but for some reason they think that you should do Trump style dance. Apparently, they think you do a Trump impression. Is that true or
no? That's not Tony. That is not Tony. That's not Tony.
That's not me. I don't know.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Can't help you. Can't help you with that one. Who? Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah. He's pretty good. He was good. I hope he comes back again.
Yeah. Have we got time for fan art? Shall we do that? Or should we just skip questions? If we've got time for
questions, then wrap with fan art. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go with the questions then. So I've got some questions here. Our lovely secretary, admin / thank you very much, Caroline, for doing that and being in the chats. She sent us a couple of the best questions in her eyes. So firstly, we've got ask when we're going to meet up in real life. Who wants to take that?
When
are we going to meet up in real life? Is what they're saying.
Is it wheelchair accessible wherever we're meeting?
Depends where being
the problem is
assets being seen together is very risky. I guess.
Very dangerous for us.
Sure.
Yeah.
One drone can take
a lot
us
of
all
danger. And what y'all got to know too is that MI5 and MI6 agents, along with Deep State, we're not allowed to be seen technically in the same room with each other. Does that make sense? I know that we're close to each other here, but not in the actual same. Like there's a 50-foot rule.
That's right.
Who knows
Another question.
the answer to that one? Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe one day. I would love to meet up with you guys and have a beer. That would be awesome.
We have an MI6 conference coming up, I think, in June.
We have the boat party in August. Surely we'll meet at
the company picnic.
Party. Yeah. Oh, the company picnic. Yeah, that's right. That's in May.
Yes,
the Deep State picnic.
Obviously the Deep State picnic. Obviously, it's going to be in England.
The Deep State picnic's in England, but the boat party is yeah.
Are you doing that on purpose? At this point,
right. Let's go next question.
My eardrums.
If my volume is too high, please tone me down.
You're on the lowest setting, bro.
Is there blood? Is there blood dripping off of these?
I got you down. I got
you.
Please
tell these two that I'm not that loud.
No, you're fine now. You're fine now. You're fine now.
I was slowly raising it just to make everybody attack.
You haven't turned me too low, have you, Will? You still hear me, guys?
He's the one who turns up the heat to get the.
So the next question is. The next question is. I don't actually understand this, so you guys might be able to help with this. Can he? I'm guessing it's talking about Tom numbers. Can he decode SCAM? What a load of BS.
Oh, scam.
Some numbers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, £270 for a personal Zoom call. Is it 270?
Yeah, you got to charge for that information. That's deep state data, and we're going to start charging deep state prices.
What are deep state prices? I'm interested.
Deep state prices are deep, man. They're deep, and I'll tell you, we're talking at least what some over there. It's going to be what, like at least some pounds. Like what do you got, a rack of pounds over there? Do you do a rack of pounds? Is 1,000 pounds a rack over there?
Rack.
See, over here, a rack is $1,000. Is that a rack over there? 1,000 pounds?
It's always something weird. It's probably like a wobbly gobbler or something.
They'll it's like a cheat cozy for your pepper pot.
Okay, let's talk through these questions. Who's the cleaning lady? Piers Morgan. Next, who do you think is the worst grifter? We'll save that one. Let's save that one. Charlie Ward has seemed to top and especially obviously
certainly monetarily.
He's at the top of the pops.
Certainly monetarily wise, he is king.
Charlie Ward is top of the pops. He's absolutely, shining a shining light in the whole Jimmy Savile sector. So. I'm not going to answer the next one. So I'll leave that one. Did Charlie sort out Greg's refunds? Sorry?
I was going to say, none of us can answer it either. You selfish.
All right. Well, okay. All right. I'll put it across. I've got a couple here. I was trying to be.
I'm not answering it. None of you can answer it. Sure.
All right. Okay. Well, what's your take on X22 report then, Justice?
Anyone pushing this Q BS is chatting BS. So, if they are a prominent Q channel, which I believe them to be, then it's BS. What?
X22 is better at it than anybody.
You see?
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the badge.
I think it's a milder way of doing things if you're going to go down the Q avenue in the X22 report. If you're going to get information from those avenues, you're going to be maybe a more of a diluted sort of grifting, if it is grifting, coming from the X22 report. At least they are not doing what a lot of the people, So if people would ask me, can you look at him next? I would say no. There's so many more people that are more deserving of us.
Yeah, he's pretty low on the list, but he is definitely one of the architects of the genre in a strange roundabout way. He really is. He's the one that people would look to. I mean, who else, other than Alex Jones, who else did this whole line of products? And X22, how long has he been around? I mean, he's been around for 2 years? I got socks older than that. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Who's he kidding?
Next question. Did Charlie sort out Greg's refunds? Now, I'll answer this one, or I'll start to. Justice can chime in, maybe. So, obviously, I challenged Charlie on the... so, people that I knew had donated through Charlie's donation link to Greg Hallett, which Charlie did shut down, in all fairness to him. However, the fact that he had one in the first place is bad enough. So, did Charlie... sort out Greg's refunds? The person that we know who I had featured in my interview with him when I challenged him on the fact that he hadn't paid back those refunds, big up Carol, she has not, as far as my knowledge, and I'm sure she would have told me, she has not received, even though I challenged him live on video.
Joanne, it's the bottom button on the left there if you want to hit that. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
So no. In the answer to that question, Charlie did not take all donations for that. There was thousands of pounds, tens of thousands of pounds, mainly coming through Greg Hallett's own PayPals and donation buttons. David Mahoney was taking some. Charlie Ward was taking some for a time, although he did close that down. One of our friends had donated to him, and he had not refunded them. As far as I'm aware, he still has not refunded them, even though I called him out in interview about it. If that can answer that question. Tiz, you got anything on that?
There you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, well answered. Yeah, he's not going to refund people, you know. He is, number one, a grifter, and two, if you've given him money voluntarily, unless the police are coming to his house and, you know, or he gets a funny letter from some lawyers or something, he's not just going to voluntarily give you his money back. He says himself even that he doesn't even really use the internet like that. He's got his team behind him. He just sits on Zoom for 8 hours a day or whatever and rakes it in. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you, but you ain't getting no monies back, I don't think. If you gave them some, just take it as a harsh lesson of life.
The next one is who the F will even work when all this money drops? Can you hear that, Tony? Or Will?
Yeah, run it.
It says who the F will even work when all this money drops from the quantum financial system? Nobody. Anyone?
Yeah, I mean the economic ethos behind it is obviously completely nonsensical. I mean, yeah. I mean, just say what they were saying was right, yeah, and you could buy this currency, dong, zims, dinar, whatever it is, yeah, in bulk. You know, Charlie's raking in, like you say, 500,000 a month on average-ish. How much of this currency is he going to own? If it was to re-evaluate, he would almost be a world leader if he's been investing in this, if what he was saying was true. Obviously, it's not, but yeah, economically, at the core of it, it makes no sense. So what you people want, it's like the biblical thing for me. You know, they say it will be biblical, but yet they have no idea whereabouts in the Bible what they're saying comes from. They say that this financial system reevaluation is going to be good, but have absolutely no idea how economically it's viable. It makes no sense, other than the fact that Charlie makes it sound cool because it's backed by gold or whatever.
Absolutely. Right. So, good answer. Thank you, Tis. The last one is Will. Why are your eyes covered?
They stay covered. I've got a light sensitivity.
It's got a light sensitivity.
No, I just I have Snapchat filters, and I started messing around with them one day, and it just happened that I had them on when I made the video about Scott McKay, and he made such a big deal about it, I figured I'd keep them for a while. There we go.
So it's like a trademark.
Sure. I even designed these today. They have my logo in them.
All right, Will, if you could load up number 8 for us, the final
video 8.
So,
is that
guys,
the art?
Thank you for your questions. You know, there's good ones. We'll maybe try and do some questions next time. This has been a longer video than we were wanting. However, it's been such good, it's been such good content, and you guys have been so great that we carried on. So we're going to do one last segment now before we leave you, and that is fan art, and we'll do a couple of these. I've put 5 in there. I think we'll just cover 3 and then we'll call it a day, but we have to include this. So this this Griftbusters 2 segment is again going to be on Paul Jackman. So thank you very much. Big up, Paul. And he has been putting out a series of, I don't know if you guys read them, the Ladybird series, which is like a children's series of books. So it's a play on that. So I've decided to pick a few of his best works from that. So if we can press play, then please, Will. We'll look at the first one.
Here we go.
So pause it here. So we've got the first book is a Ladybird book for a grift in life. He would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling Griftbusters. And then the subtitle is he really doesn't have a Scooby. So it's obviously a play on Scooby-Doo, right?
Right.
His play on the titles and that are second to none, man. Every time. The little write-ups and that, credits, all of it. Bad man.
He's pretty sly about it.
Real life bad man. Crazy.
Yeah, this guy is just so.
It's you, Emin. It's you. You made them in your spare time with your hundreds of hours. You did it.
Of course, I made these as well as I am the cleaning lady. No. Piers Morgan is the cleaning lady, and Graham Norton is the guy that makes these. So, the book is like I said, I've said the titles. It's got Charlie Ward pulling off what looks like a Biden mask. Will, can you press play? We'll have a look at the next shot.
Sure.
It looks like a Biden. Is that a Biden mask? And it's got
yeah,
that's Biden. It's got Scooby-Doo in the background.
I have on pretty good sources that's actually James Woods that plays Biden. James Woods.
Oh, okay.
I've heard he's actually having loads of fun doing it as well.
He enjoys it.
He loves the gig. He loves the gig. He likes to be out there again. He likes to be doing his craft. He's just running it.
Has he answered that retweet yet?
Not yet, but we got to keep doing that. I'm going to be going live next week, and I'm going to be making some phone calls to not only James Woods' management, but to Jim Caviezel's management. So you might want to jump on next week. We're gonna call Jim Caviezel's agent and discuss.
Exciting. Guys,
some of his gigs.
The Veritas Machine channel to find out more about that live. So yeah, carry on. What we got next? We got the Ladybird book for a grift in life, the Insiders Club. Chat shit, get banged.
Wow.
This is,
trust me, that's what's happening if you come to my house, bro.
Yes. Are they a psyop cell or simply bang to rights in a holding cell? Will, if you could show us the next shot. I think this one's probably funnier for the British. The British fans here. So you've got a close up of their cell here. And if you guys have ever heard of the term smearing, it happens in prisons and in mental facilities where people poo and then use their poo to smear on the walls. So that's obviously who we've got here. We've got
not Simon to be confused with gassing.
We've got Simon Parks, Charlie Ward, Tom Numbers, and then on the very far left or right, we've got. I thought it was Dave Mahoney, but apparently this is Jamie Vardy.
Yeah. He came with the term "chat shit, get banged," didn't it?
Oh, is it? I didn't know.
That's why he's chilling it. Yeah, man.
Tony would love that, innit, Tony, innit?
Yeah, this one's not my favorite, but I think the poo on the walls has ruined it for me. But other than that, it's hilarious that they're all there together. That's funny looking at Charlie. He's just such a little pear. He's always will be a little pear.
He has written on the wall. I'm guessing it's Charlie, and I'm guessing he's using those same fingers to open a can of whatever. But he's
can't lie. The attention to detail.
The attention to detail is brilliant. He's written with those fingers Nazara Gazara on the walls in poo, which is fantastic. Will, carry on.
Yeah, let's go.
Please. What we got next? I'm excited. What we got next? Here we go. This is clever. So,
I'm gonna vote for no more poo on the wall fan art. Okay,
I'm with that
like
one.
serious. Like that'll be that.
What about this one though, Tony?
This
The
is better
diner
already.
ladies instead of
Is
the dinner
there
ladies.
shit on the wall? Oh, then I'm good. Let's go.
No, there's no the diner ladies instead of the dinner ladies. Cooking the books, which is a term for messing about with money on the books.
Great.
How brilliant is that? It's so
I
clever.
mean, the play on words and that, man's cooking the books, you know.
This guy is so clever. It says at the bottom, guaranteed to leave a nasty taste in your mouth and your pockets empty. Yeah, this guy's clever. Let's have a look at the close-up, Will. So we've got Charlie and Nikki Veniam in there, or Charlene and Nancy.
I feel so hurt, don't be hurt when I think about it now. Sorry for want to break down, don't be hurt.
This is Nick Veniamin's failed pop song, right?
I think I'm almost to the point of that being cleared on my
Did you
past
just
videos.
call it failed?
What's that?
Sorry, was it popular, Justice?
That was one of the greatest songs I've ever heard.
The funniest part is that there's a girl.
2000s.
It's a shame that there's why is there a girl in that video? That's what I want to know. It's just like everything is right about that video except the girl.
Trying to distract him from the bass player.
I know. I know that you've been looking at him, but let me show you something over here.
Right, okay, let's move on. So yeah, it's a dirty kick.
Look, and also Nick Veniamin, if you look at the microphone stand in that video, he is the size of a freaking. He is a little biscuit. That Veniamin.
Little biscuit.
Oh,
right,
no.
okay,
What is
guys,
this?
let's look at this one. Broadcast news. Always look your best on your channel. And at the bottom it says, a successful griftcaster needs a team of digital warriors behind the scenes. And here you've got Dave Mahoney and Lee Dawson. I mean, Dave Mahoney looks like he's about to explore another cave and dig for yet more treasures in a dark cave there.
Enough crevices.
I mean, if he pulls out a bottle, even better yet, Greg Hallett.
What is he? What is he doing to his back? What's he doing to his back? Is he picking off something on his back? What's that?
No, he's chiseling into it. I think he's like archaeology, like.
Oh, trying to get them cracks. Okay,
that's
good back. That's good back fat right there.
Of worth, yeah. And like I said, Dave Mahoney is exploring another cave. I think. Anyway, let's move on.
I know. Is this the book where they talk about the 200,000 kids under the thing? What did you say, Will? 200,000 kids under the White House if Biden gets hungry.
I hope there's not 200,000 kids in those folds.
Oh my God!
Let's go on to the next one. This one's pretty.
I was trying to see how much detail was in it.
Oh yeah, well there's loads. We need to respect that.
Oh my God!
This one I've done 3 shots for. If you could pause it, Will. So a ladybird grifted a book for grifting life. The Family Silver. I am no expert guide into investing. At the bottom it says advice on securing your future as a 5th dimensional sovereign being. And it looks like you've got Charlie Ward at the table, and you've got Simon Parks, who appears to be his mother, comforting him. Will, if you go on to the next shot, we can have a look at where the detail is, where the gems are.
Sure.
So the real gems are on the background. So if you look at the mantelpiece, if you look at it more closely, Will, if you could look at the next shot, in the background, like the pictures on the top of the wall, you seem to have.
Let's make this one the last. Let's make this one the last one.
This is the last one. That is, as Justice said, David Dickinson, who is what was his show, Justice?
Dickinson's Real Deal.
The Real Deal.
Is it like a game show?
It's like a antiques. What's it?
Like an antique roadshow.
Like Antique Roadshow, yeah.
Where they do the betting on it, what's it called? Auction show. Antiques auction show. So what you've got on his mantelpiece. So this is what I want to highlight about Paul Chapman. The little details can often be missed. So we've got a picture of Jimmy Savile on the mantelpiece.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got a nodding Churchill dog with Charlie's face on it. And we've also got a picture of Nicky Venny Armin's band, failed band,
Ooh.
with performing
Beautiful.
the top hit, Don't Be Hurt.
Nikki and the Vaginaman.
We'll press play. So yeah, that's fan art for this week. Thank you very much, Paul Chapman.
Amazing.
Good job. Thank you,
Paul
guys.
Chapman.
Fantastic job, everybody.
Please keep sending in all of your creative ideas. I have had pictures sent in by other people, but I wanted to do this segment on Paul Chapman. So next time, perhaps we will focus on other people's art. But I've got so many things to show from Paul Chapman. This guy's a genius. So big up, Paul Chapman. Thank you again. Thank you for all your help. Yeah, great guy, genius.
Sure. That went really well, guys.
Cool. Super.
Yeah, man, that was really, really, really amazing. So, how about it, fellas? That was a good one. That was a long one, but a good one. We got a lot out. That was another edition and episode of the Grift Busters. I hope everybody had a good time. Let's just go around the horn real quick. M Seeker, why don't you tell us where to find you? We're going to go around the horn real quick. 1 minute. Everybody gets one.
Okay, you can find me on at MSeeker of Truth on Twitter and on Insta, which I don't usually use, but I am there. You can find me on Facebook, where I've got lots of communities, and I've got the Grift Buster Facebook group where you should join. And you can find me at MSeeker, one word, of Truth, another word. Otherwise, you can find me on my YouTube channel. Just search MSeeker of Truth, or even M Truth Seeker, as Charlie likes to call me. If you search that, unfortunately for him, it will still lead you to my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching Grift Busters, guys.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. And make sure, if you guys are in the room now, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, whichever lobby you are in. Either way, make sure you're hitting that subscribe, likes, and shares. Get this stuff out there for people to hear and see. Just remember that in the very beginning, this whole point is that we want to remind you that Charlie Ward is now threatening Americans and American veterans. So we're going to give this little sign off here. Just Tiz, where you at, buddy?
Yeah, you can catch me, Just Tiz, on YouTube. Also, Just Tiz 2 Militant is my backup channel. You can get me at Farms, PHARMS 5555 on Twitter. It's Farms_Wanna on Instagram and on Facebook. You'll probably find me in the Truth Seekers group and things like that. But don't just randomly Facebook request me if we're not spoken before and shit. So yeah.
There you go.
All right, excellent. Catch Tiz there. Will, where are we gonna get you?
Will with the Cold Beer Confessional. You can search Cold Beer Confessional about anywhere, but don't find me, I'll find you.
Thanks so much. And last but not least, I suppose it is the Veritas Machine, at the Veritas Machine, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you give me a follow over there. I have the PSYOP watch party on YouTube tomorrow night. I hope everybody joins me for that. That's very exciting. Follow all these guys. By the way, if you guys ever want to find me, I'm always going to be in Will's lobby during his show. I'm going to be always in his chat because it's actually one of the things that I really enjoy listening to. So if you haven't listened to Will yet, you are missing out. And I really just want to see it when Charlie knocks on the door, and I hope he's on the air.
I'll give you the security camera live feed.
Another great and successful episode of Grift Busters. I'm going to go eat an entire delicatessen right now. I am starving, but this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys, for making this possible. And thank you to the viewers for making this all possible and supporting us and watching us and sharing our videos, watching them with your friends. And thank you so much for on Will and I's behalf for the donations. And, listen, just keep your eyes out, be vigilant, and, love each other. But the first thing you got to do is love yourselves. So thanks so much for another episode. We're going to see you next time. Take us out, brother.
See you guys.